So you wanna learn about beer? Stay tuned and never fear. They're the guys for the case, 'cause they'll tell you about what they taste. We got Mudhole, B&Q, we loves Star Wars and grilling too. And Knox guy loves baseball and board games, he's played them all. There's no place I'd rather spend the money nice than here, having a few chuckles and damn good beer. Now it's time for Two Bitty Guys. The new layout's throwing out. There it goes.
Are we live? Are we good?
We're there.
All right. What is up, guys? We're the Two Bearded Guys here, as you know, at Final Third Cigar with one of the owners here, Mr. Rob Boylan. Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody.
How's it going, guys?
We're excited. So not only does Rob is one of the owners here, but he also is on the Final Third podcast that they host. Actually, usually right over there where we were going to do it, but we decided to be complicated and move to the comfy seats.
Yeah, sometimes here too. Yep.
So, real excited. Helps if I let my cigar with a shit. I'll get to that.
That's why I wanted to do it before.
Well, I'm more worried about what's going on here so far. Although it did taste really good.
Tastes real good.
Which, by the way, what are we smoking right now?
So you and I are smoking. This is a kind of a special cigar. It's a Camacho back from when the Aroas owned Camacho. When Julio Aroa defected Cuba, he took all of his Cuban tobacco he grew with him to Honduras. So this has 60-plus-year-old Cuban filler in it with Corojo from Honduras, probably 15-plus years old, and these have been aging since then.
Hell yeah.
So it's what Cubans used to be. Really good cigar. It's obviously with that kind of age, it's mild. It's mellowed out a lot, so it's more of a mild to medium cigar. But it's a really good cigar, and I thought it'd go really nice with some beer and some bourbon too. And then you're smoking the one of the Deadwood cigars, the Jane. So that's got the cherry pipe tobacco in it, so it gives a little bit of flavor in there too.
Just that nice sweetness in the lips.
Yeah, yep.
John and I both are a big fan of the Deadwood series. The great cigars. This is fantastic. This is more like what I used to smoke before I found those, when I wanted something a little easier, smoother. This is still light, but it has a little bit of a nice bite to it.
It does. It does. That Honduran Corojo in there gives you a little bit more of a kick to it, which keeps it up. It keeps that flavor profile a little bit stronger. So, really nice cigar.
That really is. I ain't mad at that at all.
Quick production notes for you guys who are watching. We are obviously outside the basement, so we brought everything here. So hopefully it's all working. Hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully it looks good. But please let us know if something is wonky, and we'll do our best to fix it on the fly.
Yeah, comment. As always, Matt will tell us, and then if for some reason comments aren't working, most of you, I think, have my number at this point, or can DM John and I on Two Bearded Guys on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let us know. But we're really excited about being here. If you didn't see the lineup post on Instagram, it's because I literally just posted it a few minutes ago. Brett says we sound good, by the way.
Oh, good deal.
Good.
Which, good, because
Thank you.
we were winging it a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so make sure you check out what we're drinking, because we do have a whiskey lined up today as well. Matt, did you see what it was? Because I'm about to hit you up. What all we're drinking over here?
I did not. No, I was busy being John's gopher.
You're killing me.
Well, I'm going to say that I think we have a River North over
do.
there. I will just play safe and say I'm looking forward to the River North.
Nice.
So we always start off with our anticipated beer. So
Okay.
I'll let you look at them. You took them outside. You kind of saw them a little bit.
Yep.
But I'll let you look while John's telling us his anticipated.
You know, the correct answer is going to be the River North. That's a porter that is just going to blow our minds, no doubt. But that being said, this was the first, when I went to get beers today, this is the first one I grabbed. Because, yes, it's a Goose Island, but it's a Red Ale. And I just want to see how they do a basic beer.
Yeah.
What about
Plus,
you,
I
Rob?
like
What are you
named
excited
Punkers.
for?
doesn't like a
Honestly,
good-
I'm more of
good
a stout
Punkers?
guy, but I do like. I mean, honestly, this is the way I like to drink beer. I like to share it, because I normally don't drink a full can of beer or a full pint very often, but I like trying different beers. So I'll go to a brewery and I'll get a flight, and always try a flight, because that's kind of what I'd rather do, is try different things. So this is right up my alley. I don't drink a lot of beer, honestly, because
Yeah. We know.
but I like it a lot. So I'm really excited to get into some beers. And honestly, I don't think I've had I don't know if I've had any of these brands before, so I'm excited about it.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
At least a couple of them.
For me, I'm actually most excited for the Parish over here, the coffee stout.
That looked good.
We've had it before. Is this one out of the cellar? Or is it
No,
off the
that
table?
was on the shelf.
All right, that tells me the difference in years. That's why I was asking. So it is a relatively, by our standards, newer. I think it's only a year old, while the one that's in the cabinet's about 2. So that's why I was asking where it came from, because that kind of told me how long it's set. Actually, I think this one's only about 8 months, if I remember right. So it's not a
I
full
just saw
year.
the coffee and I was just like, we probably want to drink that sooner rather than later.
That is true. For those of you that have never seen the show, just in case there's people that are fans of Rob and Final Third here that are new to the show, we grade everything on Untapped as we go. We take the average of our 3 scores on camera. Matt will ask his opinion. We don't actually care about it, but we'll ask his opinion.
He matters.
He matters. He just doesn't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do everything on that 0 to 5 scale. Well, 0.25 to 5, because on Untapped, if you give it a 0, it doesn't register anything. And if a beer's that bad, I kind of want the brewery to know.
Yeah.
That's one thing we're known for, is our honesty.
Okay.
And so that's what we go for. So 0.2, that 3 is a perfectly average score, Rob.
Okay.
Above 3, obviously above average.
Right.
4 or higher, the caveat, we call that the search out level.
Gotcha.
Search out beer could mean, even if it's not your style, one of those where you said you're a stout guy.
Yeah.
But if all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm not normally an IPA, or I'm not normally this, but this is one of those that if I was gonna drink an IPA,
Sure.
that pushes it into that seek out.
I can definitely appreciate the different styles of
Oh,
beers.
yeah.
I like someone that can come out like Pax Freedom. You
got the
you've had the
Gambit back
Pilsner. Their Pilsner is one of the cleanest Pilsners I've ever tasted, and that's coming from a craft brewery.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people actually do that. So
Absolutely. 4, 7, 5, and 5, that's that elite beer. That's
Sure.
where you're just under 3 below average, but 2 to 2.75 is usually still pretty drinkable. Maybe they just missed on something.
Yeah.
Just something to take it below average. 1 to 1.75, now you're getting into, I paid for this, I'll fucking drink it. Whatever.
Gotcha.
Under 1, that is drain pour quality beer.
Understand.
Now, there's a point to this. Mama didn't raise no bitch. I don't know about you.
Very true.
No.
So we don't drain pour on the show, but
No.
we're telling other people that if you wanted to drain pour,
that might be the
It's a
beer that
drink
gets
pour.
set off to the side to drain pour later. I got you. And that's the thing too, is like we always say with whiskeys we try. There's always some whiskeys out there that's not that great.
oh yeah.
I never want to shit on someone's brand because obviously this is their baby. They're trying to make it work. I can appreciate what people are trying to do, but it is good to be honest with people.
It's amazing how many breweries, how many people be like, listen, I like to hear that. Yeah, that's good, but I want to hear more. I want to know
Yeah.
more specifics of what's
Good and bad.
What is good? What is bad?
They hear way too much of the great job and
Yeah.
then walking out, but it's
They
not
get
really
the
any
hand job from
feedback.
the regulars. They don't
Yeah.
actually get real feedback.
Right.
One of our favorite breweries, which you're going to try today, we're actually going to go visit them again in February.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we've scored their beer some of the highest of any beer we've ever had. And we'd never had a bad beer by them for the
What's the
longest
brand?
time. It's called River North.
Okay, I have heard of them, but I don't know if I've had their
And
stuff.
so we finally found a beer that was shit one time.
No.
And we had it on the show. We didn't know it was shit. We were all excited. It was miserable. I mean, we destroyed it. And it was funny because like their marketing girl and their brewer was like, thank you. Like, thank
Yeah.
you for being honest.
Yeah.
All our regulars are like, oh, it's still good. We're like, we knew it wasn't good. But like, not everybody drinks the same beer. Maybe it was good. Thank
Yeah.
you for being honest. We're like, no, that was terrible. Please don't do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I told him it wouldn't work.
So that's the way that works. Matt, you got anything for us?
Yeah, we got, well, you already know Brett's watching. He says, sup, fellas? He says, 2 of you look good.
It'd be these two.
Yes.
That beard is glorious.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And also, Final Third Cigar. I wonder where they're watching from. It says, sound confirmed. And we've got a CJ. It says, hey, Dad.
we got our live studio audience today. You know,
Yes, yes.
The lovely Lisa and the other one.
And Mike, yeah.
But what's fun though with the live studio audience, they're behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They're actually just sitting there making like
This is
slipping
going
us
game
off.
day style, right? They got
Yeah,
signs in the background.
But the bleachers back here full. They're full of people. That's great.
What you don't realize is this place actually seats like 9,000.
Exactly,
It is just
yeah,
packed.
Yeah.
That was just the VIP
We'll do the
seat.
pan
Yes.
shot later.
Oh, and Will Breeden just jumped on. Says, sup, guys?
Hey, that's another one of the Final Third podcasters.
Yes, it is.
I recognize that name.
I think I met him on Friday,
You
right?
did?
Yes.
Sorry, there's gonna be a little.
Well,
bit
we
on
were
this
hoping
one.
you were going to bring out that special beer to share with the boys. Will.
I'm being a little lazy on this pour right
So
now.
we'll have to
Sorry.
figure out how to get them a sample of that one without telling them what it is.
Special beer scares me.
He says he is riding back from a long day of whiskey.
I believe he was in.
yeah,
I believe he
that's right.
said he was going to be in Louisville.
Yeah.
And was hoping to get back, but it wasn't an official thing.
It's all good.
We're looking. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Oh, it says Stevie P just jumped on In Your Bearded Glory.
What's
Beer,
up,
bourbon,
Stevie
and
P?
Cigar.
Oh yeah,
brother.
we're going after all the bees today.
One of our favorite shows. No doubt.
We're looking at Region General Draft. This could not be a more general name ever. Premium
it.
light beer. But that doesn't surprise me. It's my foreign local. They love doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 calories. It has a fucking rat on the goddamn front of the beer.
It's region beer, right?
Yeah, them region rats. 4.1% ABV. They are out of Hammond, Indiana. So, you know, the only thing that does thrive there maybe is foreign local beer and rats. So it makes sense. I said the word region and it hurt. So I had to
Oh yeah.
I had to get a jab.
I was really
you know?
impressed how many times you said it.
So that's the beer. We don't have Can today.
No can
so
can.
Actually, shut off pretty well.
good.
Good.
Actually, that there looks really great.
Oh, I found my spot.
There you go. Perfect.
Dumb luck for the win.
Well, that's how we do things.
So let's figure this out.
It's
We'll
got a
talk
really
about it.
nice, clean smell.
Almost a little
It looks
little cloudier than I expected.
cloudy, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely cloudy.
But the nose is very malty, very sweet. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
excited to see what this is like.
Same on the flavor though too. Like it's got a really
Little fruit to it.
Yeah.
It does. I was
It kinda
gonna say,
reminds me of a-
citrus.
But
I'd
not-
say it kind of reminds me of a really, really mild fruited sour. You
But
know,
it's not-
without the sour. You know
Not
what I'm saying?
infected sour.
No.
Like
No,
purposefully
clean.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
That's kind of interesting.
I was not expecting that.
No.
It's
At
got
all.
more flavor than a 100-calorie beer I would
Let's go.
expect.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and figure out what
Are we
the
sure
heck.
that's not a
I'm just going by what it
I mean,
says.
region genuine draft, brother.
Premium light beer. Yeah, I gotta look this up because
It's not
Nice
bad.
carbon, like high carbonation.
very
Yeah.
high carb.
Yeah.
Very effervescent.
There it is.
Bubbly.
Region General. Over the years, we thought there was a little something missing from the region. God, this is hurting. Its own beer. That's weird. They did like its own beer, a beer that reflects our unique region-centric culture and traits. A beer for your aunts and uncles who don't like craft beer, and a beer for those who love craft beer but want a lighter option. A beer that is low carb, low cal, and extra crushable. There's a lot of question marks. That's why I started doing the questioning face.
Yeah.
We bring you Region Genuine Draft, a premium light beer. By the region, for the region. Oh! I had to say that word way
That
too
was
many
so
times.
Yeah, that brought me so much joy.
I'm glad I got that one.
I don't think
John.
that's what it's supposed to taste like.
I
I don't
wonder.
think so either.
But it doesn't taste like an infection.
I'm
It
not
doesn't
mad
taste
about it.
bad. It's
Yeah.
just
It's just some kind of an ester that kind of popped the flavor.
yeah.
It's not bad.
I'm
That
not sure
is-
they meant to, but I kind of like it.
I'm not mad at it. And it is, I will say, the one thing is people that don't like craft beer, it would be different enough that maybe, okay. And then for
agree.
craft beer drinkers, it's one that, it's an odd beer.
Listen, that's crushable.
I wonder if what the process of making, you know, obviously making something lower carb, lower calorie, if something in there is what turned that more fruity.
It tastes like whatever yeast they use has a heavy
Has to be
fruit
the
ester.
yeast, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it 100% tastes like a yeast thing.
Brett asked an important question. Is it regional?
Go fuck yourself, Brett. And no, it's a nano brewery.
There.
My brother is the one I'm telling to fuck off. Not that it matters.
No, you've told so many other people to fuck off. So
Oh, yeah.
The random dude that one show.
yeah.
That was fun. I
That
had
one time he listened, never did again.
correct. Listen the whole show though. And then didn't get
Even
mad.
messaged us afterwards.
He didn't even get
Nice.
mad at us. He got mad at him for making fun of his movie choices. It was great. The guy bought a DVD instead of a Blu-ray. Matt made fun of him, and the dude lost it. He messaged us all pissed off. I thought it was going to be about me literally telling him he was a dumbass for what he was saying about a beer. And normally I'm not like that, but he was pushing buttons, and I've met him in person, and he drives me nuts. So I went ahead and had a little fun with it. And the whole thing that he sent us was about Matt.
Listen, Tyler's a great dude, but he's a bit abrasive.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am a perfect gentleman. That beer, again, interesting. I'm having troubles figuring out a score because I don't think it's quite what it describes itself as. When I hear premium light beer, if that's what I'm aiming for, that would disappoint me. As a craft beer fan, I really love the uniqueness. But that can, that time, if I'm reading that can like you did today and bought it based on that can,
If I'm going for something that is similar to an MGD, right? Like that's kind of what they're going for. A
That's what
Mick
they're-
Ultra MGD, something like that.
Yeah, that is
You kind of missed the mark a little bit there.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But
unintentionally for the better.
maybe.
Could be.
I think that maybe if it came out like this and it was what they meant it to be, maybe they should have
Changed the
wording.
marketing.
Yeah.
Or if it came out this way and it wasn't what they meant it to be, maybe still
Change the
wording.
marketing.
Can you see what hashtags are they using to describe that? Is fruity one of those? I'd really like to know that answer.
Give me a second to get my cigar going. I started talking
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Never. Because, yeah, I think that's really going to determine. I think I know what I want to give it, but
I mean, we can start off easy with this, and Brett asks, is it not half bad?
It's not half bad.
it's not that bad.
It's not half bad, but it's also not half good.
It just, yeah. So we have this thing, like, if it's supposed to be this, even if we like
Right.
it,
Light-bodied, clean, crisp, sweet, grainy. And I don't think it's sweet.
It's sweet, but it's kind of
I don't think it's
sweet.
I don't think it's grainy either.
No. That does adjust mine a little bit. John, you're first to go.
I'm going to give it a 3 1/4. That's what I decided. I think it's.
I
think
get it.
it's supposed to be that way. And if
get
it's
it.
supposed to be that way, I think that's a fair score. If it's not, if it's supposed to be more MGD, then yeah, I should probably rate it a little lower. I just don't know what it's supposed to be like. I don't know what they were going for.
Yeah.
great.
What about you?
My first initial thought was it's somewhere in the middle. I got to stick with a 3. I'm with you. I think if they're trying to be something and it's not, it didn't hit the mark. But again, like I said, it's not half bad. It's not half good. It's just right in the middle somewhere.
See, for me, a big part of buying beer is what they say it's going to be.
Yeah.
And if I'm a non-craft beer person trying to get in craft beer, and I grab that because I'm really excited about a craft light beer because I know the flavor and that's what I want, and that's what I get,
Yeah.
I might never buy another foreign local. I mean, I will because I like foreign local, but like if that's the scenario, I wouldn't.
Right.
So for me, it has to go below average for what's on the can is what's supposed to be in the can. I go 2.75. It does make it an average
Makes
of
it
3,
3.
but I
Yeah.
couldn't give it an average. I couldn't.
It is kind of fruity, but and then I know the description or the tag was sweet, and I get a little bit of that. It's just
Matt, not that you count on the score, but what would you give it? Because you do matter, unlike what Kelly says.
I kind of got to agree with John because I'm going to go 3 because I like it more than a 3, but I don't think it tastes the way it was supposed to taste, which would put it under a 3. So I'm just going to give it a 3
fair enough.
That
Where
was.
I
because
was.
that's just such a weird thing to score, not knowing if that was meant to be that way.
If they told me that's what it was going to taste like ahead of time, I'd have probably given it a 3.5.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I docked it a decent amount.
Matt matters enough that I tried to get him his
Splashed
own
on
microphone
myself.
tonight.
It's alright. I just splashed on myself.
So hopefully y'all can hear Matt okay.
Hey. Oh,
And if you can't, you're lucky.
we got William Heine just jumped on. Says, "Sup, fellas."
What's up?
That's another guy. on
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say, it's
podcast.
another podcast
Yep.
guy.
Yep. What's up, Will?
Yeah,
It's alright. I'm making a mess on myself today. It's fine.
like a real professional over there.
Real professional. Can't drink out of a beer can. It's fine. Yeah, that was our first one. Now, before we move on to the second one, big announcements coming from the Two Bearded Guys coming up. So we teased it a little bit on some event posts, but two big events coming up for us. We have April 19th. Now, we have more, so we have other stuff we'll talk about today. But the unannounced ones, April 19th, we will be at West Fork Whiskey for our largest comedy show to date. 150 tickets will be to that one. We are on pace to sell out our field show coming up in February 22nd. We have sold out every show at this point. We have another one on March 22nd. Thank you. We have another one on March 22nd at 317 Barbecue in Broad Ripple. So we're venturing out away from the north side a little bit. Then we're coming right back to go to West Fork.
Right back.
But I'm telling you right now, that is a beautiful venue.
I had
is.
never been there
It
before.
is.
It's like 35,000 square foot and 25 surrounding acres.
Also,
Yeah.
the food
Like-
was phenomenal.
It's great. Blake and his crews, they do a great job
yeah.
over there. So you'll have
We
a
were
great time.
we had a great time doing a little tour of the whiskey. Had a lot of fun. A lot of stuff we'll talk about leading up to that because they are doing really cool shit over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's number one. And number two is our first ever Beer Fest. We will be taking up. That's when he. Why didn't he hit the button that time?
I thought you were
I even paused, gave me like that first ever Beer Fest. They hit the button. Our button might be doing do shit over here.
Yeah.
But now he's gonna hit a whole bunch while I'm talking. You know.
Yeah, it should.
I'm out of reach like that, you know. There you go. That's me.
But you guys know that we love Full Fest. That is one of our favorite events of the year.
So unique.
It is made for brewers to have a blast and for patrons to have fun. It is unique. It is different. It's not just walking around drinking beer. You get a lot of shit you get to do along with it.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to walk around and drink beer.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
And throw football at bowling pins. If you couldn't make a more Midwestern sport.
Very true.
And so we're actually going to take over running it this year. It's still going to be at the Fulling Warehouse. It's still their event. It's still Full Fest. We're just the ones bringing in the breweries. We're the ones doing ticketing, advertising. We're going to have a ton of fun with that. We've already brought in, I'm going to give you a couple names because it's not local indie names. So Perry Vine Meadery out of South Bend is going to come down. They make some of the best mead in the state, and it is phenomenal stuff and great people. And then we also have Lakeville Brew Crew coming down. Woo! Duncan is a unique individual, and if you like trash talk, he is going to roast the other brewers. So we're excited for that as well. And we already got like 10 people signed up. I got 40 more I'm sending out invites to. The goal is to get about 25, maybe 30 liquid vendors. But the goal is like 25, which will be their biggest liquid vendors ever. We're bringing in more partners that are outside of the liquid vendor side, so you're going to have more merch. If you're a big beer vendor, like beer merch type people, there's going to be more people there. We're very excited. We're trying to create a VIP package. More info on that.
Yeah. Look for some more info.
We have lots and lots of cool announcements. Tickets will go on sale March 1st for that event. So, I gotta tell everybody what we're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. We're gonna try to be out there with that for you guys.
It's gonna be a fun event. We're excited.
Fantastic time.
Again, we're here at Final Third Whiskey and Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. I had it backwards for some reason, mostly because
It all
that
works.
massive amount of whiskey behind us, and then the
whiskey,
massive amount of cigars right there. I'm in a good spot. I really am.
Yeah.
I met these lovely
we have to
people.
leave?
Yeah, I met these lovely. I haven't. I met them like 4 weeks ago, and I've been here every week. All right? So it's a great place. And now we get to have another beer.
We're doing that. Steve P says, rookie mistake, Matt. Yes, sir.
Speaking of which, Matt, you should rookie mistake. Where's our rinse after a sourish beer?
Oh, well, I guess we'll say that.
No, it's fine. You got time. We'll switch to the medium-sized glass while we do that, just so you can
else you
have
got?
And
plenty of
Heidi,
time.
asked, did Will come through with the brain beer? Brain beer?
Oh shit! That was the
Mine.
one I was gonna. Yeah, that was the
Brain beer?
one.
Is it brains?
It's actually made with brains.
Is it Drecker?
It's a stout
Thought it
that
was
Will
one,
brought
right?
back. It actually is not too bad until you realize you're drinking brains.
Now I'm really interested.
Oh,
It's a Rocky Mountain, kind of like a Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain Oyster.
It's exactly that. Yeah, yeah.
What the hell, Will?
I mean,
Everybody's disappointed.
I tried anything once.
I mean,
That's
I've
kind of
done-
what we were thinking too.
I've
when
done
we got it.
worse.
Yeah.
Well, Will was out and he was drinking. He's like, "This is so weird." He said, "I'll bring one back," and he comes back, I think, with 3 cans, 3 big, crowlers of it. He's like, "I don't know why I bought so much."
That
All right, so
is a crisp, clear beer.
It is. That's a beautiful color on that. Nice
So-
copper.
While Matt's gone, I'll go ahead and tell you what we got, and then I got a question for you about cigars, sir.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking at Goose Island here. So big regional brewery. Honkers Ale. That name alone is worth the
Love,
purchase.
yeah.
That's
Saw
great.
honkers. I had to buy that.
4.3% ABV. Chicago original. The beer that started it all.
Really?
I am excited for this. I've had a lot of Goose Island beer. I've always enjoyed Goose Island. I've never had honkers.
I've never had
so-
honkers.
I haven't either.
I mean, I've had plenty of honkers, but I mean,
Yeah, not beer.
Matt, there's your beer.
Oh, thank you.
That's.
And then I got a
beautiful,
question for you,
crisp
Rob.
Smell to it. Yeah.
You guys, and in our picture, I made sure to highlight it today.
Yeah.
You are Indiana's only Aladino distributor, right? Or
Oh no, we're exclusive Aladino
exclusive,
Lounge.
that's it.
Lounge here. Yeah.
exclusive Aladino Lounge.
Yep.
What does that mean? Who is Aladino? Give me the quick and dirty rundown of them.
Sure. So Aladino, they're a brand. Their overarching brand is called JRE Tobacco. They're in Honduras. So that's the guy that made this cigar back in the day, before they actually had the Aladino line. And basically, what that is a partnership with Aladino. We're really good friends with Justo Aroa. He's the president of the company. Trey Mack is the rep. He's a good friend of ours. And when we first started building this out, they stopped by before we even before I even owned the building. I brought him into it and was just kind of telling my vision of what we wanted to create. We wanted to create a local place that was inclusive for everyone. You know, women, men, everybody can come in here and enjoy their time, but make it more casual. Make it more where you're coming in here and making friends. And when I started talking to him about our vision of coming into a small community and helping that community grow, he offered us that immediately, and wanted us to be a part of it, because that's really what their brand is all about too, is the relationships and all that. So it's just a great friendship, and then they also make really great cigars, so it's kind of a nice fit.
It worked out because I had my first Aladino cigar Friday when we came.
Yep.
John hadn't been here yet, and then you broke out another one today. And I ain't mad about this.
Yeah, this is one you can't get anywhere. Probably, I don't know of any other shop that has these anywhere. So we were able to get a lot of them. But once they're gone, they're gone. You'll never see them
All right,
again.
so I have to get one before I leave.
There you go.
Yeah, I ain't
All
real
right.
mad at this. This has been a good little trip out here. All right, now this beautiful, beautiful red beer.
While you're enjoying, Brett says he's having a few honkers, specifically the same ones for the last 25 years,
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I hope there hadn't been any more.
and they are the best.
My sister-in-law,
I know she's right beside you. I get it.
he's probably watching at work again. I love when him and the guys are bored at work and start watching before he leaves.
Right.
That just makes me laugh because I could easily see them putting like the speaker system on. Yeah, that would be my brother and his buddies for sure.
There's kind of a nice hop profile that I wasn't anticipating.
No, that is a nice little bitter bite at the end without being. It doesn't last. It's just a little bitter bite, and then it's
Yeah.
like, all right.
A little
Yeah.
milky sweetness. I'm almost getting a little floral finish too, even out of it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
is a
This has got a
beautiful,
lot going.
beautiful beer.
That's
Yeah.
really like easy drinking too. So like it's got a little pops and all these flavors, are very subtly. It's not like out on your face.
Oh, good lord, there's
Yeah.
more stuff.
Oh, that's just my
Oh.
my backstash.
I was just over there going, good lord, what's she up to?
Present wallet.
She might be grabbing herself a cigar to smoke.
Probably. If you guys live in the area or even within a decent driving area, this is a cigar lounge to visit.
Yeah, we're 15 minutes east of Fishers. It's not
Yeah.
that far out of the way.
And you're right here off of St.
57, 36
Yeah,
Milton Pike.
it
yeah.
is a straight shot to a lot of places.
Yeah. Straight down from Anderson.
I live in
straight over
Middletown.
from
It ain't far
Fishers,
from me.
Straight up from Lawrence.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, this is.
Straight down from Pendleton.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
so there's no excuse. And if you like cigars, if you like whiskey, if you like good company, it's a good place to go.
yeah.
Actually,
appreciate that.
36 all the way back to my hometown, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
So it's
36
still
keeps
a straight
going.
shot to Topeka, Ohio.
There you go.
Do we need to
So
tell mom
everyone
to
that's
come
listening
visit?
from your hometown, stop by.
Yeah, do we need to tell mom to come visit? Guys, that beer went down way too fast.
It's
Brett
very good.
asked, I think, a fun question for today, especially. Are the cigars affecting the taste of the beer?
A little bit.
They do.
Absolutely.
They do. Yeah.
Especially these lighter beers.
Yeah, I think it's affecting this one a little bit more than it did. The bitterness is standing out to me more because this one's so sweet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the bitters, I get that bitterness, but it's not heavy because this has got some of those darker notes in it
Yeah.
already.
yeah,
So
with
But-
this being a sweeter one,
Yeah.
the bitter's standing out more in that.
I'm
but
sure.
it's still
Yeah.
it's still fine. It
It's
tastes
nothing
delicious.
crazy. It does affect, and that's why a lot of people drink whiskey with cigars.
yeah,
Those
Or
flavors.
stouts.
Yeah.
Stouts don't go well
Yeah.
with cigars.
Those flavors work well together. They're very complementary. Rob actually was going to try and pair the cigars with what we were drinking if we were sticking to a specific style. When I told him it was going to be a gauntlet, he was just kind of like,
All right.
okay.
Well, and the reason I said that is because if you were going to be doing hoppy beers or
Yeah.
pale
Which we do
ales
have a
like that
couple.
mostly, we have a cigar in there. It's called the Laranja, and it's got a slight citrus note out of the Brazilian wrapper, and it
Oh,
actually goes
nice.
well with a hoppy beer.
I bet
Oh,
it does.
So
interesting.
I
it's
bet
kind
it
of
does.
nice.
I bet it does. Man, I'm really glad we didn't do that though because this cigar's phenomenal.
And Stevie B says this goose, he's had it, and he's even got a score ready for it. So I'll wait till you guys.
Oh, I'm excited. Speaking of scoring,
So,
it is your turn to go first on this
My
one,
turn?
Rob. Yep.
This one was really nice. I've had and that was a red ale, wasn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Because I do like red ales quite a bit. That one actually, because there was the maltiness in there, there was the sweetness, but it did end with that little bit of bitter from the hop. I gotta say probably around 3.75. I may be going a little harsh
On-
on it, but 375 only because it's not a beer I would drink a lot.
Online, they list it more as and it doesn't really say red on the can.
Yeah.
They list it more as technically a session bitter, like an almost ESB
Session
style.
bitter.
Okay.
But definitely, I think
Alright.
it leans more into the red, but it is have that little bit of bitter. It has
Okay.
so inspired by visits to English country pubs, makes sense. Honker's Ale combines a fruity hop aroma, yep, with a rich malt middle, yep. Create a great balanced beer.
English special dinner.
Yeah, that's malty, smooth, light-bodied, hoppy, and fruity is what it's listed as.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
they kind of nailed that. I mean, I wouldn't say I would put this in a 4 category only because it's not one I would probably go out and buy a lot, but I'm enjoying it now. So
It's interesting. I really do like it, and I'm flirting between 2 scores. I am going to go ahead and bump it to Seek Out. I think that is a beer that could be in my fridge all the time, and I would be happy every time I open my fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and give it that 4.
there you go.
But I was bouncing between 3.75 and 4 the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that is I will happily have that in my fridge, but I don't know if I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go search it out.
Oh, I
and
would
put in
search
my
it out
fridge.
to put it in my
But if
fridge.
I see it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy that. It's going to be in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go that 375. That is where I'm at as well.
So that gives it a 3.75 average. Matt, what would you give it if you counted?
I can see this splitting down the middle of them. I'm going to go a 4. I'm going to with Tyler. But that was one that I don't think I'd drink it often, but I would like to have it. I would search that out because that's a more unique one. It's more interesting. It kind of stands out from all the other stuff we have. We don't get a lot of ESBs. And
Well, it's not an
which is
ESB.
not quite, but it's ESB-ish. It's not a red, but it's red-ish. It's kind of like
It's a very British beer.
yeah. So the two of them got together and then
Yeah.
had a baby, and it was this, and it's got good notes of both things. So it's kind of original. I like it. I think it'd be a fun beer to have to share with people.
Yeah, I'm a
Right
fan.
now.
Yeah.
Jim Monroe, if you're watching and just haven't said anything yet, which is normally the case, I think this is a great beer that both you and Mindy would enjoy. Brett, you would love this beer.
And for the record, Steve P said 375 before, so he's right there with us. I enjoyed it. Always looks for it when he's in Chi-Town.
Yeah, that was a great pickup there, John.
That was.
That was a great pickup. And he's already got our other glasses ready, so.
Yeah, this 2 glass. This is not the worst idea.
Oh, and then we have our whiskey
Thanks,
glass
buddy.
right
That
here.
didn't kill us, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know whose was his, but I guess I don't really care.
it's beer. Right. It's all fine.
As long as you don't mind.
It doesn't bother me.
I didn't figure you did.
We'll finish it off with whiskey at 122 proof and
Kill anything we
We'll
got.
all of it, so- I'm sorry, buddy.
No, you're good, man.
That's where the unpaid
I'll move it back so I don't keep bumping it.
You can tell that I didn't look that close to what we were having today. Because I'm picking up beers going, yep, this is the one. Oh,
This label is crazy.
That's a cool.
This
That's a
one
cool
is.
label. Harder to hell to read, but cool.
Yeah.
Worst case,
this
it's
is
like
not
it's
anywhere
more
near
tax
the
stuff
worst
I gotta
beers to
figure
read.
out for
Oh,
myself.
We'll get some. We'll get some that'll be like black label or dark blue label with like a slightly lighter tint for the words, and they'll be small or in like italicized, and you're like, go fuck yourself.
Plus, I'm getting old, so I can actually go pull out the phone
Oh
camera.
yeah. I gotta take my glasses off to read.
Wait, is
stuff
this
up
by
close.
RAR? Is this by RAR?
Yes, yes, it is.
I haven't had a.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so Brewing,
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say this.
who we all know and love, especially the 3 of us, from their fruited sours, which is funny because none of us really like fruited sours. But they make some fun tasting ones and great can labels because they use the Slush Puppy Dog. They get a cease and desist for every label they
Every
make.
label they do.
Nice.
And they keep using the Slush Puppy Dog and just change one thing on the label basically, or the slight design change, and they just get another one.
They get
It's
busted every
technically a
time.
change. They get another one. They do one-off labels. They don't give a shit. They're not going back to those labels.
Right.
So they just keep changing it. They have like
like pop culture.
they'll do like horror, like
series,
yeah. They had like Michael
series.
Myers, all sorts of. It's the funniest shit.
Yeah.
But that brewery, I didn't even. I mean, I knew they made them. I just hadn't seen them. This is an American Pale Ale. This is House Phone. American Pale with Citra and Amarillo. Shocker. 5.3%. Brewed by RAR in Cambridge, Maryland. Sorry, I can't say RAR. That's technically, I think, what their actual name is.
But it's raw.
But RAR. It's just so much more fun.
The fact that you do the hand thing.
Oh,
there,
rawr,
that's the way it is, Elton.
Take straight. RAR. If you don't. If you don't say it as weird as possible, it doesn't count. That is hazy looking.
Stephen P says the International Man of Mystery nailed it again.
Dude, it doesn't surprise me.
And
I'm telling you, he's a secret agent. He just says he works for the airlines.
Oh yeah.
Brett
We
says
have you
Red Ale's
pegged.
his fave. Oh, sorry, John.
No, that's what he likes.
Yes. Oh, I know. I said what I said.
What'd you say about Brett?
Oh, he says red ale is his fave.
Oh, we know.
And Jim is watching. Smoke Up says thanks for the info.
Yeah, I think it's one that it's not a stout. It's not like your wheelhouse, but I think it's malty enough for you to really enjoy and still has a nice hop, little bitterness that
What's-
Mindy would like.
Hazy as hell.
Hazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to be hazy.
I don't
but
think it's supposed to be that
It's a
hazy.
pale ale, you know.
Slight bit of oatmeal in
It's
there, maybe.
rar, you know.
possibly.
Let's see here. We got House Phone. That's what it was called.
Got to get
Again.
your protein in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man, it's a good thing I came hungry, you know. House Phone by Rar. All right.
Smells good.
Huh, interesting. The can says Amarillo and Citra. This says loads of Galaxy and Citra. I wonder if they've changed the recipe.
Possibly. I did check a date. It's from about 5 months ago, I think.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Worries me because I know they keep them warm at total, but
They did.
Brett says, from what he hears, Tyler likes doing hand things. Rawr.
no, that's Matt.
So it's actually cutting through the cigar,
Yeah,
which is nice.
it's soft.
It is soft. Mouthfeel.
Oh, I about launched beer everywhere. Was not expecting that. He's been back there quiet the whole time. And all of a sudden, soft. That's a production guy if I've ever heard it. He waited till he got his. He was ready. He's like, I just got to get him with something.
That was amazing.
Oh God, I about launched that beer. That caught me off guard. Woo, woo.
So this one for me has a little bit of that yeast funk that I'm not a fan of. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it's
I'm
more-
tasting. Maybe it's not the yeast, but it tastes like the yeast to me.
I think it's more the way they did the hops. I think that
Could
bittering
be.
hops is bringing out what you're thinking of as that yeasty flavor.
Okay.
That is a weird way to say that.
Yeasty flavor.
Yeah,
The Yeasty Boys.
from the
Yeasty
Yeasty Boys.
Boys.
Jesus.
What was the Yeasty Boys hit song?
But no.
Brett, come up with this.
Some things don't need talked about.
Sweet till.
But nothing's enough for me on this beer. Is my problem.
Fair.
The flavors are good. I want a little more bite. I think the softness, that pillowy, along with that little bit of hot bite, tends to keep it from giving you the full flavor. Citra and Amarillo, or Citra and Galaxy, it does taste more like Amarillo than Galaxy, are big flavors.
Yeah.
Normally you can really enjoy those. Those are big fruity flavors.
So, question.
No.
Is there anything on that can at all about it being hazy?
No, but anymore with the way craft beer went, if it's a pale ale and not a true IPA, I just assume it's a hazy.
You know, I think it's not the yeast. I think what I'm getting is if it's slightly overcarbonated, that kind of funky taste you get a
fair.
soapy thing.
There's a little bit.
I'm
Okay.
getting a little bit of
Okay.
that.
I get that. I get that.
It's not the yeast. It's the.
Matt,
it's
do you
the
have any idea on
overcarbonation.
this beer? What do you think?
Well, I was really taken aback enjoying this joke from Heine. He says, no yeast till Brooklyn.
No yeast till Brooklyn. That's it.
I think,
No
I think
yeast
that
till
one got it.
Brooklyn. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you, sir.
It's weird trying a beer from Rar that's not. a
From
slushy.
where?
Rar. I don't do the hand thing.
Liar.
It's,
He does that at home by himself.
Why do you think his
you know
forearms
that.
are so big?
Just a one arm.
I don't know, it's a little sweet, but it's not like over. You know, it's got a whole lot of flavor, but it's there. It's kind of just middle ground, like not terrible, not amazing.
So you want more. LLs, typically they say, hey, try to drink within 3 months. This is 5. Is the age getting it a little bit?
At the quality of brewery that RAR is,
Rar.
I think it should be able to and not be a problem. And if it has,
Sitting warm on Total Wine Shelf.
I know. But at the same time,
I know. I'm just wondering, like,
there is the quality of brewery that you just expect to be able to handle that. They know what they're doing. They know who they send these beers out to.
Yeah.
Also, Brett says bread monkey.
Oh, gross. God damn it, Brett.
Yo, brother.
He is my brother. This beer's just I'm first to score this one. 2.5. It's not like bad. I'm not dinging it really. It's underwhelming. It's below average. John?
thinking about it. Nice pillow. It's just not. So I know that you said anymore you see a Pale Ale and you think it's going to be hazy. I grabbed it instead of a hazy because I was hoping it wasn't going to be as hazy. It just, I'm going to go 2.75. It's not bad. It's just, I think could be fresher. I think it could be great, especially straight out of a tap. But this beer, this can, 2.75.
Yeah, the only things I remember out of that beer drinking it was the things I didn't like about it. So I'm probably closer to that 2 mark on it for me.
Okay.
It's just not my style of beer I would enjoy. So maybe it's just me, but I also feel like they've missed some things in making it, or like you said, if it's aged out on the shelf or whatever, something's happened where that beer is probably not what it was intended to be when they released it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No,
Out of a bright take, that thing's delicious.
it's a good opinion.
I'm sure it is,
And
yeah.
I honestly think, and the big thing is it's this beer this time, and I don't think it held up. Or if it held up and it's just the way it is, I'm glad I gave it score it is. Comes
Yeah.
out to a 2.5 average.
So a couple of quick comments. Ben Carnahan, Pilot Ben jumped out and said, "Hey, cuties."
What's
Sup,
up, Ben?
Ben?
We're not that far from you, dude. Just saying.
I think you're a raw in there. And Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge says she's yeasty. And I have a question then, as not a knowledgeable person in the cigar world.
You could have just said not a knowledgeable person.
talking about the flavors dropping out of beer. Is there anything you thought about that, like with cigar, like proper storage, like time?
Yeah,
frame
I
of
mean,
how-
definitely want to keep the humidification proper on them. Otherwise, they're going to dry and crack. The flavor's going to definitely dissipate a lot more that way. As they age, I mean, they can age out and lose a lot of flavor over time, depending on how they were stored. But, you know, I feel like a lot of people, when they get to the aging of like 10 to 12 years, that's kind of a sweet spot for cigars. Everything's kind of married together, but then it's kind of a very, very slow and gradual, maybe decline in some of those flavors. But honestly, it can create just even a better profile. I mean, there's cigars out there that are 50, 60 years old that still taste great. You can't find them, but they still taste great. So it really depends on the blend, the strength of the cigar when they were first rolled. You wouldn't want a Connecticut cigar probably that has been aged for a long time because they already are very light and you know, creamy from the beginning. If they start turning bitter, they're probably not what people want anyway. So yeah, a lot of it's just storage.
Are there any off flavors that can develop in a cigar? Or as they burn if it hasn't been stored correctly?
Not as much after they've been stored for a while, but you can get cigars that are young, and you'll get that kind of ammonia. Just because, I mean, cigars are like alcohol and everything else; they're fermented leaves, and if you don't ferment them long enough, you get that second sickness in a cigar that actually becomes a bitter ammonia taste in them.
Interesting.
And then, honestly, if you ever get a cigar like that, just don't smoke the rest of them. Sit them in your humidor for another month or two, and they'll probably be fine.
Interesting.
But
All right.
sometimes you'll get them young.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
That tracks. Whiskey's young. You age a little bit. Let it. Beer. Some hot beers like
Yep.
bigger barrel aged stout. There's a lot that makes sense.
Yep.
I did have two quick questions before we go into a break. We'll take our break here in just a second. New person to cigars. Say someone who's not real big into it, but maybe had a couple they liked here and there.
Yeah.
You have a great selection here. What is something if they came into Final Third? I see you do it all the time, right? Hey, have you
Yeah.
been here? Oh, do you want help looking at your cigars? I've watched
Yep.
you and Lisa do it 1,000 times already.
Yeah.
How do you kind of guide somebody that's new into cigars?
A lot of times I'll ask multiple questions. One thing I'll ask is like, do you ever smoke anything? Have you ever smoked cigarettes or anything else have you ever smoked? If they've had nicotine in their system before, then they could probably handle a little bit stronger cigar.
Not trying to get them to spins right away.
Right. But sometimes I'll ask them if it's your first time, what do you like to drink? What are you going to be drinking tonight? If they're going to be having a cocktail, then they have a different option. If they're going to be drinking straight bourbon, that's a different option, or a beer. But a lot of times on someone new, I'll start with something either on the flavored side or the mild side, and I always ask them, do you want something with flavor added, or do you want something just to flavor the tobacco? And usually people will go one way or the other, and then we can figure out something for them to drink with that as well.
That makes sense.
So, usually someone new, I always try to start with something milder or maybe flavored and milder, just so that way they're not getting overwhelmed, with their first smoke. Obviously, you don't want to grab a super strong cigar for a first guy and he puffs it 3 times, gets the head spins, and walks out and never wants to smoke a cigar again. That's not good customer
First time I
service
smoked
anyway.
a cigar.
Yeah.
I got bad. First time I ever smoked one, I
And
ended
it
up
took you
puking.
a long time to get back to smoking another one, didn't it?
So I chewed most of my life, so it was weird that it did that. It's just I didn't smoke a lot, and I think it more bugged my lungs than anything.
So
And-
you inhaled that first one.
Yeah, I did. And I
Don't
know-
inhale, by the way.
I didn't know what I was doing. And it was great because I came home to my dad, and I'm like, fuck, Dad. Like, I was in high school. I'm like, I got the spins, da-da-da. And he goes, you don't inhale, dumbass. That was Dad's entire, explanation of how to smoke a cigar, basically. And I'm
Yep.
like, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yep.
My bad.
Yep.
Learning curve.
Right.
But yeah, that is funny because you'd turn this off somebody right away if that happened.
Right.
So.
Well, and the other thing too is you can mess up your experience by cutting it wrong or lighting it wrong. So we always new people always try to help them if they want some help, show them how to cut it, show them how to light it, and that can change your experience. And if you do it right the first time, odds are you're probably going to come back and try it again.
I have so many follow-up questions for after the break. My last question pre-break, though, is more, where can they find Final Third Podcast? Mm-hmm. Because I watched the last live, which they finally are doing live right now, and that's fun.
Yeah.
And when's your next show?
So our shows all release on Mondays on all the podcast platforms. Our lives, and they're also on YouTube as well, but our lives are on YouTube, and we do those on Sundays at 1 o'clock.
And it's just Final Third Podcast, correct?
The Final Third Podcast.
Perfect.
Yep.
Follow them. Smash that like button. Do all that stuff. Smash that like. I'm literally trying over here. I can't get the button on TV.
He's ready to read comments.
It's a relaxing atmosphere, man. He's chilling. The buttons are over there. Go Gadget Arm ain't working.
We need to get him a wristband to put that on. So when he's leaning back, he can just...
I see like a stick, like a thing longer.
He's going to get one of those with a finger on the end. Just
Is that your backpack also?
It's actually with the bowling balls.
Yes.
What do you got over there, Matt?
So Final Third said, join us for Cigar 101 Thursdays in February. So
Yeah.
perfect opportunity there.
And here on Thursdays
Good
for
call.
Cigar 101?
Yeah, so
Nice.
we'll be doing that every Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Somebody's
till
gonna
we-
do it.
till
That's
we
why
get
Lisa's
done.
here.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
she's sitting here guiding him.
I'm glad she's doing that, yes. Yeah, so we'll be
Ooh,
talking
look
through
at that.
everything from the basics of cutting and lighting to flavor profiles, talking
Can we
about
see it?
regions of tobacco, the way the cigars are made. We'll be talking through all that in 4 weeks.
We'll post something about
Nice. That's a good way to go.
Yeah,
I like that.
it was a good time last year.
And if you need to smell a little better, we're doing that this Wednesday.
Oh, that is this Wednesday. I saw that
Yeah.
one. She's telling me I stink, by the way. But the creative adventure, right, with the make your own perfume roller.
So I'm giving you a way out, a Valentine gift.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
I ain't a bad idea. Oh, he doesn't need those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this Wednesday.
I'm
So
thinking about
2
Angel
days.
Boss on Valentine's Day.
I'll have to go through the Rolodex to figure out who I'm bringing.
And Brett says
Kidding.
there's not a stick long enough to help me out.
No, there ain't nothing that can make you smell good, Brett. But yeah, so I have a lot more questions about cigars, whiskey, all sorts of stuff.
Sure.
But we'll go ahead and take our break unless you got anything for us, Matt.
That catches us up.
All right, perfect. We'll take a quick 2-minute break, guys. We'll be right back.
Only beers and nothing hides. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys. Oh yes, they are two bearded guys.
It's all. I literally have to set up.
Sorry, the kids are fighting.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget things. It's okay.
I love you so much.
It's okay.
And I'm not mad.
I know.
I'm disappointed.
Which is worse.
Hey, I'm a dad. That doesn't work.
All right, welcome back, guys. As you know, we're here at Final Third, whiskey or cigar. I did it again, Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. Really cool place. Tell everybody exactly, kind of roughly. Well, I guess roughly exactly whatever where you're at.
Yeah.
We told them what road, but make sure it's a small town. It'd be
Yeah.
easy to drive by if they're not looking for
So
it.
we're in the town of Ingalls, which is dead between Fortville and Pendleton. 5 minutes from either one, off of Pendleton Pike, 67, Highway 36. All
Whatever
the
you
same.
wanna call it.
It's all the same. If you're coming from Fishers area or Indianapolis area, you just go down 69 or up 69, and then you'll be coming off of 13. There's some back roads right now because 13's closed. But just hit your GPS to us. We're like 15 minutes from
Most things.
Fishers Event Center. You know where that is now.
Like those back roads.
Yeah. Definitely hit your GPS because the side roads right now with the construction's kind of screwed up. But
Other than that, it's pretty easy to get to.
it's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty close.
So, again, great place. Can't say it enough. Couple quick things. Just a reminder, you guys saw the post on the break screen. That is our next comedy show coming up February 22nd at Field Brewing. It is going to be in the event.
The event room.
It's the event room building.
Yeah.
It's its own little building right next to the brewery. It's literally the same area right there. You can go into and the nice thing about this, with the way it's working out since we're in the event room, if you guys want to go early and maybe have a longer sit-down dinner where you're not worried about food with the show, whatever, you can do that. There will be food at the show as well. You can drink in the event room. We're going to have a great time. Tickets are only $20. They are going fast. Like I said, they've been sellouts every time. This is only a 100-seat venue this time.
That's a hard 100,
yeah,
too.
yeah. There is no extra seats for this one. It is a hard 100. It's first come, first serve. So if you want to sit right up next to the stage area, get there early. If you want to find a corner, other people like to do that too. Get there early. Other than that, guys, we're excited. Asia and Grace are two of the single funniest women the Midwest has produced. They both are building a massive name for themselves. Asia's doing all sorts of big shows out in California and throughout the country. Grace is the first ever host at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, like permanent host, not a one-off, not a two-off. She has been doing this for months now.
Yeah.
She has her own banner marquee up every week. Laugh Factory in Chicago is no joke. So between those two girls, you are going to laugh your ass off. And then we have two cool features. Quinn, you might have seen him, but he's always changing up his jokes for the shows. And then Sohail is, I've been starting to try to find more of his stuff, and we've been talking to him a little bit on social media. He just responded to one of our posts because the image I've been using to advertise him is basically a zoomed up of his face. And so, of course, his response today on one of the flyers I posted was, "Yes, people, my head is that big." So we're really excited. It's going to be great, and Dave's going to host it. So it's going to be a good time. Make sure you check that out again. Tickets are going way too fast, and they're only $20. So it's not like there's a big barrier to entry to come to some great comedy that normally would cost you a lot more money.
Yeah, the value that you get for this is just fantastic.
And you get to support really cool breweries and distilleries and other venues throughout Indiana.
Yeah, if you've never been to Field Brewing, you're in for a treat because the beer is really good and the food might even be better.
And what's funny is, I really hope this one that we're about to drink lives up because John just gave
I did.
big props
I know.
to our boys at
There's a
Field.
reason I brought this one.
Ryan, their
on,
head
Ryan.
brewer.
Easy ride.
All right. Field Brewing's Reunion Citrus IPA, Respect the Craft. 6.3% ABV, a refreshing IPA brewed with real tangerine and grapefruit, moderately dry hopped with, holy crap, we used a different hop. Atanum, it's AHTANUM, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Atanum, and Cascade, I know Cascade, but
Yeah.
not used as much as it used
I like
to be.
Cascade a lot.
Yeah, and it's not used as much as it used to be. It used to be a really popular hop, kind of got replaced by Amarillo, Citra, Mosaic.
Cascade, though, is a aroma. I've always enjoyed Cascade.
Oh, you love a good
Classic
Cascade
hop,
hop.
I do.
Yeah.
We were trying to make a Cascade hop beard oil. We still haven't done it.
Just a little bit itchy with the beard oil.
Yep.
So.
Unfortunately, the true hop oils ended up being a little rough. So we're not done. We haven't given up on it yet. We just got to find a
We
new
just
route.
started doing a few other things. ADHD. What are you gonna do?
The fact we've done this for 5 years with the ADHD that you and I have is
yeah, okay.
kind of a miracle.
Pretty impressive.
It's because of Matt.
Man,
He has nothing. He has nothing else to do on Mondays,
Yeah.
so we have to keep doing the show just so he has a life.
So he has something to do.
Can't push it over any
I don't
further.
know if I feel thankful that you guys consider that much, or hurt that you guys think that's all I got.
I love that Matt's rocking the River North hat today. He's pretty pumped, I think, like we are.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be, like I said, guys, 7th through the 10th. We're going to be back in Colorado visiting a lot of our
So
favorite
that means
people.
we have a show next week.
No. Yes.
So we won't have
Hold
one the
on.
following Monday because we're going to be on a plane.
I won't have on the following, or I won't be able to do one the following either.
Hold on. Oh, no. Well, we're coming back.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, the one after that. I mean.
Let's see here. Guess. We have a show, yes, next week. That is correct. With the best man in
Yes.
distro, the co-owner of Hop Lore Brewing, Dr. Drew. So we're excited to get Drew back down from
I
Hop
thought you
Lore.
forgot that one.
He's back down on the show. Then we'll take a 2-week break and be back on the 17th. So we don't have a guest for that yet. So if anybody's interested, let us know. The following guests are all great. We got Patrick from Bad Dad coming back. It's been a long time since he's been on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We have Tony from Grand Junction, and then Smo, the 8-inch wiener, faux real. Smo Money from Sun King Brewing. He put it on the guest
Hey, you
list.
did,
I gotta
you
read
got
it.
You got
I
to
mean,
read
it's
it.
man of science. So
His
if anyone
wife
be asking-
laughed when that was read, but
I'm kind of excited for Tony. I forgot Tony was coming.
yep, Tony's going to be on the show. So we got some great guests coming up. Excited. We'll be back at the house next week, but we might start doing more of this now that we know it's only a massive
It's
setup.
feasible.
It's a massive setup, yeah.
This beer, really excited for this. I can't wait to try it. So Field Brewing.
I did have.
Drink local,
I believe
motherfuckers.
Field was out at the Way Out Beer Festival a couple years ago,
Oh,
and I
for
tried
sure.
it, and it was really good. I remember their beer.
Field has one of the best pickle beers I've ever had in my life.
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Well,
It's delicious.
think Grandma's homemade pickles,
Yeah.
except
Yes.
with alcohol.
Not super briny.
All right.
It's very.
I
very
tried. I
refreshing.
mean, I drink fucking brain beer. so-
Hey, that pickle vodka that, you weren't here Friday. Sucks to suck. Rep brought in some pickle vodka
I'm
to try.
totally fine. Thanks.
It would have been perfect for a Bloody Mary.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
the spicy one would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Couple of comments. Speaking of all the ladies on the comedy tour coming up, she says, "Girl power," says Cynthia.
Asia Chardonnay is hysterical.
And Brett says, "Might make a pit stop Saturday on their way to Indy for some cigars and bourbon."
Oh, yeah.
That is fair, because we are... Oh, God,
You guys
that's
gonna
this
Royal
Saturday.
Rumble, yeah, baby.
That is this Saturday we're going to Royal Rumble.
Rumble.
That explains why he's been so worried about parking.
We got a birthday to go to.
I forgot that was coming up. But very excited for that. Yeah, I forgot the Royal Rumble Saturday. Yeah, Brett got those for Christmas. I get a phone call. What are you doing on the first? I'm like, I don't know. Which, I mean, his wife had already told me. I'd made sure to block it out. But I'm like, I don't know. I think I got plans. He's like, yeah, you're fucking canceling them.
Remember to block something out. Damn it. What's that feel like?
Why do you think I have that events calendar for us? I check it before I do almost anything anymore. Work will ask me to do something, and I'm like, hold on. They're like, you're looking at Two Bearded Guys, aren't you? I'm like, I absolutely am.
I need to start putting my other stuff on there too.
You could do a different color and put it on there. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit.
DDP's asking if we could turn that bourbon bottle around, maybe put a little more.
Oh, no, you don't get to
center
see it yet.
or-
You don't
Not
get to see it
yet.
yet.
Not yet, Stevie P. We
We're-
gotta watch the whole time.
Yeah.
We gotta bait you with anticipation.
I'm very excited for it because it is a bottle exclusive. I'm excited.
Good stuff.
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
Here, I'll just tease you a little bit.
Is that just a tip?
Just,
Just
the
the
tip.
tip.
Just
Yeah.
the tip.
To make sure it feels good.
That beer though, very nice bitter finish. Great aroma.
Great aroma.
I mean,
It is a very good aroma.
the hop, I have no idea what it is, and then Cascade, whatever. I know the Cascade smell was there. That was great, but there was another unique scent.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is. If it's that hop, what it
I
was.
mean, you're getting the natural tangerine and stuff in there too.
Oh yeah, you are. It's
Yeah.
and it all builds. That bitterness of the hop, that bitterness of those fruits, that is pleasant.
But you also did like the sweetness from like the tangerine,
Uh-huh.
also kind of balancing out the bitterness. It's
Yeah.
a good balance.
For a hazier IPA, not hazy, but hazier,
Yeah.
that wasn't too pillowy. It wasn't
Right.
too sweet. A lot of those hazy IPAs end up too sweet, too malty, and it takes away from the hop flavors. This, the hops were able to still shine.
Yeah.
Along with that fruit addition, and you can tell the difference when somebody uses real fruits, real ingredients over an artificial. And there are some really good artificials out there,
Yeah.
and a lot of breweries can really make them work. If you can make it work to use natural, it tends to come out better. And that was a
I
crisp,
agree.
clean beer.
If you know anything about Field, you know that they just do natural foods, whether
Yep.
it's in their kitchen, whether it's in their beer. They're not doing any artificial stuff. No ultra processed, right?
Now,
So,
where'd my sign go? I was getting ready to do something with that.
no, it was kind of in the way.
No, you're good. So I just had, it was there to remind me.
Yeah, it was just kind of sitting in the way blocking. I was like,
All right, guys, since we are at a cigar bar, I would be remiss not to tell you about a couple things coming up, especially if you're a cigar band. So here, if you pop in, cigar fan, because of a cigar band, I was reading stuff.
oh,
Yeah.
They do have the QR code, so next time you're in here, scan these because it will help to sign a petition.
Yeah.
But essentially, the generational ban, in real quick terms, is after a certain point, if it were to get passed, I don't think it would, but if it were to get passed, they're trying to make it to once you go to turn that age that you can smoke any nicotine product, anything like that. Guess what? Done. They're hoping to basically phase out all tobacco of any kind
Yeah.
by banning it from, even if you turn that age, people like us who are already of age, yeah, we could keep smoking.
Until we die.
But as we die,
Yeah.
it goes away. So they're trying to basically kill an entire industry.
Yeah.
June 30th is that date.
Yeah, so it's a 2004. So really, if this were to pass, anybody born after 2004 could never buy a cigar or any tobacco product. Again, I'm not a cigarette smoker, but cigar smoking, it frustrates me that the government tries to get involved. And by the way, we're all adults, so we can make adult decisions. But by the way, we're going to save you guys from something that they don't even understand. And it's very frustrating that they do that.
And then the other one they're trying is the flavor ban. Essentially anything that, including flavored cigars and any tobacco products
one
with a
you just-
characterizing
yeah, switch
flavor.
in.
So
Yeah.
some of our favorite cigars would be on that.
Yeah.
I believe like stuff like menthol cigarettes and stuff. That
All
would
that,
also yeah.
everything that has a flavor
sure.
added.
Anything with
I was,
anything.
I was
with
just making sure
right.
I had it right.
Yeah.
That's why I look back. At least I knew if anybody would guide me the correct direction if I was wrong. Even if you don't smoke or use tobacco products in any way, this is dumb to me. So wanted to make sure that we told you guys about it. You can look it up, find the petitions there, or like I said, come in, have a cigar, have a whiskey, scan the
Scan the
QR
code.
code, and fill out the petition.
Well, and they've already started. The Indiana is trying to put a law on the books right now to where they have to add on all liquor bottle labels coming out that it causes cancer now, or it
Yeah.
can cause
Can
cancer.
cause, yeah.
And it's
So
like
can breathing.
again, exactly everything does. But it's what
fun causes cancer.
the thing about this is you may not be a cigar smoker, you may not drink alcohol, but as soon as they get this, they're coming after something that you do love. Because if they're hung up on one thing and they get something passed, they're going to move to the next thing. They're not
Red
going to
number
stop.
5.
Exactly. Soda pops in New York, all that stuff. It's insane how much they want to try to get overreach, and we got to stop them at every point we can.
And we avoid politics mostly, but that's dumb, and I had to make sure it got brought
It
up.
is dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb is dumb, whether you believe in politics of any kind or not. So,
Yeah.
definitely check that out. Make sure we do all that stuff. That bugs me. That's now got my head spinning again. Back to the beer.
Did
though.
you in hell again?
No, not that. that. Back to the beer though. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that's
especially when I poured it and had that haze. I was worried, but
Does it have the IBU rating on that?
probably not on the
Okay.
can. But I almost guarantee it does on
I was
the
just
app
curious
that I'll
if it
pull
did.
up. It
Okay.
does not. So typically anymore, most breweries, sorry, I was saying the wrong thing. Most breweries avoid putting too much information on cans
Yeah.
because it can steer people that don't understand what those
Right.
ratings actually
Right.
mean.
Yeah.
Because people can, IBUs, you can have a 100 IBU beer that tastes like a 30 IBU beer, and then you can have a 40 IBU beer that burns you alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So breweries have started, and I think it's smart, leaving that kind of stuff off. It started slowing down on me a little bit because I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Field. I hadn't pulled it up. That's what I get for trying to do too many things at one time. Oh, we have not had this beer. We have had a different one that they did that was kind of the same thing, but like a specialty one.
Okay.
Yeah,
They also
interesting.
had a double dry hopped Total Wine, but I
It
got
wasn't
this
that one either. It was a different
Okay.
one. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, 6.3%. It doesn't list the IBUs on here either.
Okay, okay.
Fair enough. Great job, Ryan.
Smo Money's had it.
Yeah, because it seems like, to me, it seems more like almost a hoppy pale ale as opposed to a IPA. Only because usually in an IPA, I want something with a little bit more hop to it. The flavor on it was fantastic, though.
That works. We
Yeah,
use
they
this one.
really leaned into
Really
it.
good,
Like if you're gonna make a beer mosa, this would be a great
for sure,
beer to do that with.
for sure.
All right, so John, no, it's
It's John.
I think it is me.
Yeah,
yeah, that was the fourth.
yeah.
I think it's delicious. Don't know if it's necessarily a search it out, but I'm gonna go 3.75. Well done.
Yeah,
Rob,
I'm probably more about 3.5. I think if it had a little more hop to it, I could jump a little bit more, but I'm at 3.5.
I was really pleased with it. 3.75.
There you
Comes out to a 3.75 average. Matt, what would you have given it?
I'm gonna go for full 4. That one with the orange and the tangerine and the grapefruit both kind of gave a really unique thing, and with the freshness of actual fresh fruit in there, it was just a really refreshing beer and really well done.
From our resident IPA guy.
Fuck you guys. Also got Drew Wilson on. It says hello.
What's up,
fellas.
Drew?
We were just talking about you.
Next
We're gonna
week,
see you
buddy.
Next week, sir. Looking forward to that.
Hey, can you pack up some of them tacos and bring down?
Hoplar Brewing has some good food.
Damn good tacos.
Good food.
And CUP says, Tyler, when girls think of me, they run their hands over the entire bottle. When they think of you, they run it over just the top.
Sweetheart, if I run it over the bottle, they'll get confused. You only go about here, right?
That was generous.
Hey, he's the international man of mystery. I got to give him a little
a
credit.
little credit.
Steve also says, toilet paper is going to cause rectal cancer. Are they going to start using that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of rectal no.
Speaking of,
All right.
Avoiding that, Dr. Drew said,
Oh, go ahead. No, I didn't know you had more.
Says, speaking of third, I wear English-sized barley wine and imperial stout. Thank you.
All amazing. Whiskey.
yes.
Obviously, you guys have a great selection back there.
Thank you.
Whiskey pairs well with cigars. It makes
Yep.
sense. I know you guys have a lot of barrel pick stuff that you like to do as well, and we got a
Yep.
little bit that we got to do with that today too.
Yep.
But what has been kind of that I don't know, what's been the flavor profile what do you steer to, I guess, more?
I'm more of a bourbon lover. I like the sweeter side of bourbon, but I like the proof. So I like the sweet and the heat. I do like rye, but I don't tend to lean towards rye as much as I do more the bourbons. Some of the finished bourbons, I like those as well, but I really like just a very well made, clean, straight bourbon. That's what this one is. We're going to be trying. So.
All right, and then my follow-up question to that with the drinks. So do you guys just do neats and on the rocks, or what else do you guys do here?
No, we do cocktails. We do pretty much anything we can.
And yes, that was a cheesy leading question, but I did it on purpose.
Yeah, well, we have a pretty big following for our old fashioned. People love our old fashioned. We do Sazeracs, which there's not a lot. It's coming back. There's not a lot of places around here do good Sazeracs. We do one of those. We have several different beers. I got a couple of them that I made. Like a 470. It's a cross between a Manhattan and a Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And there's 470 miles between Toronto and
I
Manhattan.
like that. I like that.
470. So we do some things like that, but we'll do a little bit of everything.
I've been dying to try one of the cocktails. That's why I led into that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the
You have to
whiskey
do
selection
this.
is also fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been working my way through just sampling the whiskeys straight so I can really. But every time I see Lisa or Tam make like an old fashioned, there's been a ton when I've been here. And I'm just like, I watch them make it and I'm like, that looks incredible. But then I'm like, but I also really just want to try that whiskey by
Yeah.
itself. It's like, I have been struggling.
So, two things. Cocktail of choice. I really love a dirty martini.
Yeah,
and
you
I
do.
know they're making a little bit of a comeback, and
Yeah,
it kind of annoys me a little bit because
There.
now when I order one, I wonder if they're like, oh, some guy, fuck this guy, he's just trying to be trendy when I've been drinking them forever, right?
I just started drinking them, and I like them too.
I love a good dirty
Filthy
martini.
as hell. Yeah, yeah.
And number two. All right. And then number two, can we put some creative minds together
Oh, God.
and really come up with some sort of cocktail called the Little House? Because you're in Ingalls.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That was
Yeah.
clever. I'm proud of
Yeah.
you for that one.
Yeah.
Little house.
Watched a lot of Channel 40 growing up.
That was the only channel you got there,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. Consistently, at least.
I don't really know why it was channel 40 for you. Shouldn't have just been yes. TV on or TV off.
Right.
Little
Get out there and
house.
turn the antenna.
Oh, yeah. About several thunderstorms I was outside turning that antenna.
Sounds
Dad
about right.
really loved me.
Sounds about right. Matt, you got anything?
Yeah, Heine says, gotta wait till the future when the 3 seashells happen to save our asses. Literally, figuratively. Boom. I appreciate that one. And Stevie P says, best guess on the bottle, Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof.
Very wrong.
I think that's
Very-
quite it, but I appreciate the try.
Good try. Good. This is definitely one that around Indiana you've probably never seen. It's not from Indiana. It's not from Kentucky either.
Not from around here?
Not from around
Don't
here.
worry, I will show you soon
Yes,
enough, Stevie
yes.
P.
It's coming.
We'll send you pics.
I might even, after we do this beer, turn it around but while we're drinking the last one. Just because you've asked so nicely.
Then he'll stop watching.
It's Stevie P.
He
No, it
won't
won't.
now.
All right.
He's bored right now.
So our next beer is Parish Brewing. Gotta love Parish. Coffee, Rev, Rose, or Reveille. It's the accent. What is that again? When you do that, John? All right, whatever.
I don't speak no
Coffee
French.
stout. This silky smooth coffee stout is created with a carefully selected blend of specially grade estate beans from Colombia and Java. Our friends, they have like one of those weird washed out letters going on, so there's like parts missing. And our friends and coffee gods at Rev have finished them to a city/full city roast to highlight the true character of the beans and their origin prior to addition to our stout. Enjoy any time of day. This beer will drink like a delicious cold brew coffee. Parish is out of Broussard, Louisiana, so you got to head a little south to find you some Parish a little more.
I love this head on there. It's
Oh.
just
That's a beautiful colored
Beautiful
beer.
color.
Nice consistent head.
This is absolutely delicious.
It is
Every
wonderfully
ti-
creamy.
We've had it before and enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't think I'm too far off by saying this is s'mores in a glass. I can taste the
see
graham
that.
very
cracker
subtle,
in it.
yeah,
I can
but
see
yeah,
that. Oh
it's
my
there.
gosh, it's
That
so
is
good.
a beautifully made beer. Woo. Body's not heavy, but not light.
No.
The coffee comes through wonderfully, more in that almost creamy espresso style
Yeah.
than
Yeah, at first I
Roasty.
thought I remember this being more coffee forward when we had it before, but then when you said a cold brew coffee, I was like, nope, that should be tamer.
Oh my god, that is gorgeous.
That did not last long.
Oh, that
No,
is delicious.
that was too good to let last. I wanted a big gulp.
Wow, that is good.
While you guys are savoring, Heidi says that was Demolition Man. Oh yeah, we definitely appreciate some Demolition Man. We got a free seashell.
Oh, we heard it.
Stevie P says
6.8%.
waiting is the hardest part. Brett, that's a creamy head. And Jim, just look on Facebook. The lineup is there. Oh, with the bottle.
Yep. Jim, why are you telling him? It is so much more fun to let him wait.
Is Jim the guy that gets a video game and finds the cheat codes before he plays it?
No, Jen is a
Oh,
very,
Jen.
very,
Jen.
very beautiful woman.
She can still cheat. It's fine.
Jim. This was Jim.
Oh,
Oh,
was
it's
Jim?
Jim, okay.
I thought you said Jen.
Jim.
Okay.
Well, you know, he's also a beautiful woman. So it works. Nah,
Oh, this is delicious.
we're lucky. We're all, between Jim and Stevie P, we have a lot of beautiful guys that watch the show.
Oh, yeah, the bigger golf ball.
they went Brett.
And then we have Brett.
Has Parrish ever let us down? We don't get it a lot because it's not easy to come across.
Phrasing.
Crazy.
But
Phrasing is in this group anyway.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe once or twice, but we've had a few.
Nothing I think that's let us down.
right,
Yeah.
there've been a couple
In the
lower,
average
couple
realm.
yeah,
But
but nothing that's been like, oh, this is
Typically, we
horrible.
got them from Tavor when we were catching them, and they normally have
Yeah, buddy.
very rarely like
Okay,
anything
I gotta see you
bad.
later.
hey, thanks for
Good
stopping
Good to
by,
see you
bro.
guys.
We'll see you
Good.
later.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. That is a good beer.
My dog, you do.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I hope the dog feels better.
This is one that every time it's been on Tavor, I've always bought it
I appreciate it.
Of course, brother.
because I always know it's going to be good, and it always is. Like,
Oh,
this is-
I would buy that.
This is on the immediate buy if you see it on Tavor. If you're on their list, like definitely get yourself some of this. Get a few.
If you're wondering where Matt's score is leaning, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, the
And
Rock
Brett
goes
says,
first on this one. But
Hey
I'll go
now,
first
Matt
whenever
has
you're
rarely
ready.
come across a creamy head.
It's almost Yoo-Hoo without the artificial chocolate. It's just
Was. But no, that would be PBR hard coffee.
that would
R.I.P.
be yeah. Oh my god.
That
I do miss
was
that one.
alcoholic Yoo-Hoo. God, I miss that shit so much. Especially Saturday morning before we go in
Yes.
to Hops and Custard House.
I do miss that beer.
It was the perfect. I'm gonna call that a malt, a cocktail,
What's
liquor drink. I don't know. It's not a beer.
he just stroked out, but
Yeah,
Liqueur.
I was like, well, it's not a beer. It's not a malt beverage. It's not a liquor. Like, I was going through my head of like, what do you call this thing? Delicious.
It's just
alcohol
delicious?
drink.
Yeah, it's very good. It
Well,
reminds
what
me.
would you give this
It
one?
reminds me more by the mouthfeel of it. It reminds me more of a porter, a little bit lighter on the palate, not as heavy as an oatmeal stout or something like that.
You know what we're talking about in a while is a good mouthfeel. It's been a while since we mouthfelt.
It is a good
Yeah.
mouthfeel. I love that beer. The only thing I think I would like more out of that beer would be a little bit more coffee, because it is a
that.
coffee stout
Yep.
on there. I would like it to be a little bit more present, but I'm still probably in that 4.5 range on that one.
4.5.
That's one I would hunt.
Damn good score.
It's a
Absolutely.
hell of a beer.
Sorry, guys. Work stuff just like randomly popped up. Yeah. Anyway,
I gave it a 4.5.
4-5. What'd you give it? Or you didn't go?
I didn't go.
Yeah. Fantastic beer. I think it is beautifully crafted, beautifully made. I think 4.5 is a perfect score.
Yo, I can appreciate all that, and I sit here and I think about it. I'm not a big coffee drinker.
Okay.
So it's kind of that perfect cold brew coffee level for me. I'm gonna give it a 5. I fucking love that.
Nice.
It's great.
I did.
Still
too.
ends up 4.5 average.
Yeah.
Great beer. Great beer.
Oh yeah.
Matt, what would you have given it? Obviously, it's over a 4.
I think a 4.5 is right. It's just damn delicious. It's got a wonderful body. It's got a good flavor. I just can't really knock it down. It's just not the top tier stuff because we're a little spoiled on the show.
Yeah.
It is very, very good.
What'd you give it? Sorry.
4.5.
Okay. Gotta love dealing with work drama.
Yeah.
But it's such a good beer.
Great beer.
And the best part is, we have a great
I've got more
bourbon
at home? Oh.
and a great beer coming up.
yeah. Yeah.
My baby.
And I love the fact that he mentioned like a porter because now we're getting ready to have
A quarter.
a porter.
Nice. Nice.
John, I think we should go with the short glasses this time. What do you think?
Yes.
Pass those out, would you? All right, or pass them over here, I guess, so I can pour. All right, so our next beer is Dark Sorceress from River North Brewing. It's 17.58%.
Now we're going.
Bicentennial Series 5, Vintage 2023, release number 2. Barrel aged in Colorado whiskey barrels. A spellbinding barrel aged porter.
Dude, you couldn't have actually planned this any better.
No, I really
Colorado
couldn't.
barrel.
Yep. When I saw
Damn.
what you were breaking out, trust me, I thought the same thing.
That's great.
There we go.
Wait, you bought the beer, didn't you? Okay, you couldn't have planned it any better, even though you didn't know.
I did not know, but this is just one of my. The fact that it's a porter
And 17.
and it's
change.
17 and change.
That's awesome.
So
It's mind blowing.
they hold the record for the highest ABV in the state of Colorado for a beer
Okay.
at like 23.4%.
Hell yeah,
It was a
barley
stout.
wine.
No, it was a stout.
I know, but it sounds like a
Oh
barley
yeah,
wine.
we had it. So we actually have it at the house. It is. Are you good, John? Or
Give
you
him a
want
little bit more.
Well,
He's
So,
a little lower than I am.
more. Yeah.
okay. Now,
I'm good.
just making sure.
Appreciate it.
Yup. I think it will even you out. But anyway, it drinks a lot lower than 23, and that's what we have learned with River North as a whole. They'll put out these massive beers, and then typically, historically, drink much, much lower.
Okay.
And that it's so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, and you think about like
so
these
much
high
chocolate and
ABVs.
fruit on the nose.
You think about these high ABVs, you're like, man, this is gonna be a big, thick body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something they said like you get all the smells in the nose, but there's no adjuncts in this. This is just a porter
No.
that's been sitting in a barrel.
Yeah.
So it's not like they added chocolate, they didn't add any figure. It's just like, we made a good product, we put it into a barrel and just let it mellow.
That's one thing we've always also loved. They don't do a ton of adjuncts, and if they do, it's usually more, instead of an adjunct, it's a new barrel. It's all that kind of stuff. So
This does a lot of the things that the original, some of those original bottles of CBS did. Does the same thing for my palate. I love the way it coats the palate. The flavor on it's amazing.
I haven't thought of CBS in a while.
I still have one bottle of it. I should have. I had a couple of bottles. I should have
You
brought.
are
when we were doing
good. You are
beer. We could have
good.
shared those out.
Oh my God.
One of the original ones.
I always get dark
There it
fruit,
is.
and I know
I do
it's
too.
not in there.
I know. I do. Yeah, I do too. I
And
do
that
too.
makes me so happy.
It's almost like that dark chocolate that gets that little bit of almost
Yeah.
dark black cherry thing
Yeah,
going or
like
something.
a dark chocolate covered acai berry.
Oh, there
It's
you
very
go.
Specific, but
Mm.
and it's so smooth. It doesn't drink like 17.
That beer is heaven.
The body on
Yes.
it's
Great legs on the
relatively
glass.
thin for
Yes.
that ABV.
Like
It's not
that's
motor oil.
got a great viscosity.
But-
like look at that great viscosity.
But in the porter style, it is lighter on the palate.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
For something being that high
Would
of
you guess
ABV.
17%?
No.
No.
I mean, if it was your first beer, maybe close to that.
Yeah.
Just because you could taste the alcohol in it.
Yeah.
But it's not overpowering at all. Anybody could sip this that likes beer.
It-
My wife will tell you it tastes like beer. She hates beer.
You don't get that high alcohol burn or anything like that. It's
Mm-mm.
not hot in the mouth. It's not a Kentucky hug down that going down.
No.
We love sharing some River North. It's just, they're so good at what they do.
That is a damn good beer.
And I'm a bit, admittedly, of a porter hater because I'm like, oh hey, well it's stout light. Like I'm just gonna drink a stout and get more flavor instead of that, porter. And this is one that between the ABV, which is admirable on any kind of beer, let alone a
Yeah.
porter, and the flavor that this thing has,
Yeah.
it's just insane what they're able to do with this.
Best part is, 2 reasons you got this.
We're there in 2 weeks.
I told John, well, that's part of this. I told John, I go, hey, bring a banger, bring River North, bring something like that. But we're also, what we do every year, and we put some in our cellar to age, but we always try to get rid of, and by get rid of, share and enjoy
Drink.
our excess River North before we head back to Colorado and bring a shit ton
Yeah.
back. So we always throw the ones we really want to save back into the cellar to age a little bit and have a little fun with later.
Yeah.
But then we get rid of, drink all the others so that we have more room to
Yeah.
replace it.
Yeah.
And then we
Amen.
don't feel like, oh, we're just stockpiling beer, which
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
But in reality,
Like orders.
we're trying to move through, and beer's meant, good beer, like good whiskey, like good cigars, it's meant to share with people. It's meant to do things with.
Absolutely.
And this beer is the definition of a good fucking beer.
I have got to recommend a bigger gulp and then like a nasal exhale,
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
just because you get
Oh, that's
so much
pleasant.
more of that
Well,
that burn,
lot more
that
barrel.
characteristic.
I saw-
out
And
of it.
similarly, I did a retrohale on my cigar, blow a little smoke out
Yeah.
my nose, and drink it. This is pairing fantastic with that
Oh, I
beer.
imagine.
He's over here just kind of,
Oh, I'm digging this beer a lot.
looks like you picked the right one there,
This is
John.
definitely a banger. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, it legit was me just, I told John, I'm like, I don't really care what you bring. You get to choose, because normally I pick our beers for the show for the most part. And it was, John, just have some fun with it. Pick what you want, baby. And he sent me a picture of the 2 he picked from our collection before picking up the lighter stuff on the way. And was just kind of like, he goes, what do you think? And I'm like, yes. Just
Yes.
thank you for understanding the assignment.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There-
incredible.
There was one more I saw, and it's on the shelf, and I made sure it's. God, right now I can't remember what it was, but I made sure it's kind of more up front so we don't forget about it. So I want to drink it sooner rather than later.
Sounds good to
Was
me.
it another River North or was it something different?
That was
Okay.
something different.
Okay.
Oh, we have some bangers on the shelf right now.
Oh, I know.
It's
That's-
absurd.
That's why
Yeah.
I was just curious if it was River North or something
Yeah.
different. I'm like, there's more than a few. I'm like, oh, yeah, that.
I've been moving out some of the mid-tier lower on those shelves, and I've been trying to stock that shelf with nothing but bangers at this point, and it's gotten
pretty banger.
deep.
Banger.
It's gotten deep. It's gotten to the point now where
Yeah.
when you go in that shelf, you're not finding things that you're like, oh, maybe not. You're just finding great beer after great beer.
It's at least 3 knuckles.
Ah.
It's a 3-knuckler.
I can't even have 3 numbers, dude, just the 2.
Damn. All right, I feel like I know everybody's score on this.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
No.
I think it's tertiary. You know, I believe that myself, but
I think I know everybody's score,
I mean, may as well run through it.
but I'm first, I believe, right?
You
yeah,
are.
at 6. It's a 5 for me. That's a perfect porter.
Oh, you said 6, so I'm a 6. It's a 5.
Yeah, I'm definitely a 5. This is fantastic.
That is absurdly good.
This is one that definitely would be worth hunting. If you have access to this beer in any way, just buy it.
You will not be
that's
sad.
typically
Okay,
our
let-
top one on most River North.
They
Let me
do.
ask you this question though.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably not a regular release for them, right?
Nope, this is part of their Vicennial series. They do it once a year.
What if you like saying what is their price point on this?
So actually, it's really funny. Their beers are relatively reasonable,
Okay.
especially their big ones. So if you get them on Tavour, which if you guys have never used the app Tavour, you can get all sorts of beer from around the country you can't find. All their big series releases is always on there. When they release them, they get put on Tavour. Matt, you know the Tavour price is a little better than I do. I want to say it's like $25 a bottle,
It's been
which is
right.
expensive, but it's
I feel like 2025 is kind of the top.
yeah.
for them,
And
'cause
then, but at the bar, I don't know the individual because we always buy so many that. But it's
would
anywhere.
say 17, 18
most
bucks,
most
maybe?
of their beers, even their big stuff, is somewhere between 15 and 22.
That's definitely approachable.
It's worth it,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
100%. Because we'll bring back a whole case of beer from them.
Yeah.
But we do it
some would
individual
say
bottles.
25 pounds.
Yeah.
So we'll try. We'll grab 12 different bottles.
Right.
Um, and it's nothing for us to grab 12 to 14 different bottles of their stuff, and then we start worrying about
I
the
like that they're
suitcase
doing
weight.
that because obviously there's a lot more work involved in this beer. It's not just putting it in a bright tank, bottle it, and let's
Their
move on.
barrel program's insane.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But I've seen some breweries around that the beers will be $50 or more, $60, $70. I'm like, I'm sorry, that beer better give me some fun times on top of my drinking it.
Better give me a
'cause-
hand job.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
What was that damn
It's just
Anchorage
getting
barley wine
ridiculous.
that we bought?
There was a couple, but
Well, we bought that one that Charles threw down with, but it was what, $80 for
Yeah.
a can of barley wine?
That's
I
insane.
think we spent 50 or 60 bucks on one, yeah.
Yeah,
That's insane.
we've spent
Those
some
wax
high.
tip
We've
cans.
spent some high numbers on
now,
beers.
And that one I was talking
Anchorage is
about.
in Alaska, so some of theirs is just geographic.
It could
costs
be,
and
yeah,
stuff, so I
yeah.
kinda
It
get
is
that
an
one.
Anchorage beer that
And-
is on Cinnamon.
Oh, I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they also have
I almost brought
pretty
it
good
today.
barrel program and a lot of higher ABV stuff on some of those. So again, they put some craftsmanship and love into their
Yeah.
stuff,
I would
too.
not have been disappointed.
Yeah.
That beer was
I saw that, I was
fantastic.
like, oh.
So of our, before we get into the whiskey,
Yeah.
we're going to do our normal beer of the night first. So instead of throwing in a whiskey on top of it, we're going to do beer of the night.
Okay.
So basically what we do with beer of the night, and guys, we do have the whiskey left, and we'll talk about it, and then Rob's going to pour our whiskey today. So we have, these beers obviously are very high contenders. But with beer of the night, it doesn't necessarily mean the one you like the most, although typically that does kind of play into it. It could be the one that surprised you. Maybe you weren't anticipating it being that good, and it came out and swung for the fences, anything like that. Matt, you are first as always. What is your beer of the night?
I mean, there was a best of show. There was a solid second place, but the one that I think surprised me the most was Field, that citrus IPA, with the blending of those fresh fruit and how much of that citrus flavor I got from that tangerine, that grapefruit in there. And I normally don't like grapefruit unless it's Fresca. Like that shit was really good. That was I would like to have more of that.
Interesting, not the answer I anticipated.
Right. There's actually, that's not a bad answer. Honkers is not a bad answer. But I am going to go with the best beer of the night tonight, and that is the River North
The
Porter.
Dark Sorceress.
Yeah.
I've got to go with that one too. I mean, I did like the coffee stout. Again, I would have liked a little more coffee in that one, but that River North was fantastic.
My favorite beer was Dark Sorceress. My beer of the night is Honkers. I did not expect
I respect that one.
Goose coming out with that kind of banger on that beer, and I like Goose, and I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that.
Yeah.
So for me, even though I don't even, did I give it a 4? I gave it a 4, but not anywhere close to a 5 or even a 4.5.
Right.
But it just surprised me, and it gave me another search out beer. I knew I would search out Parrish. I knew I would search out Dark Sorceress because I already do with both.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have a Goose Island beer anymore that I really search out.
Yeah.
I do now.
Yeah.
So that to me was worth Every penny spent. That was awesome.
And that's probably a pretty low cost 6-pack.
It might have
The solo
that
can
single might have
probably
been
a $2 can,
$1.49.
but-
yeah,
$1.49.
I mean that's definitely a good beer for someone that wants a lighter beer for sure.
Maybe $1.99.
And especially if you're at like a place like Total Wine, like John was today, where you can do the mixed solos, that is a fun beer. I think if you've never tried it and you're not sure,
Yeah.
grab it and throw it in your mix bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did I say Matt Malloy jumped on? I said 3 knuckler.
What's up, Matt?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to read a little bit about this, and then he's going to tell us actually more about it because, well, I'm excited for this. Colorado Straight Bourbon Whiskey, barrel strength, Peach Street Distillers, distilled and bottled by Peach Street Distillery, 122.4 proof.
Spicy.
You can go ahead and explain what the
Yeah.
hand selected and all that is.
Yeah. So, so this is a new distillery that's distributing in Indiana. They sent us out a bunch of bottle samples. It's funny because when you get out west, they release a lot of their stuff at that 80-90 proof range. That's just the palate of what people want out there for whiskey. We had to kind of persuade them to get it to us at barrel proof, and once they sent it to us, we were not disappointed. This bottle's got so many fruit notes in it, and just really great bourbon. You know, the oak comes through, the caramel comes through, but the fruit notes really pop. And this one we fell in love with. They're an upcoming distillery. I think you're going to see a lot more in Indiana. They're distributed by Indiana Small Batch, which Will on our show, he's part of that company. Mike's part of that company too. But they're doing some great stuff out there. And there's actually a lot of really good distilleries in Colorado now. I feel like they're probably one of the distilleries or one of the regions where you're going to start seeing a lot more whiskey in our area come.
Bad news, boys. It's on the other side of the Rockies.
I was going to ask, is that going to be like
It's Palisades.
Denver and
It's
Golden?
on the other
It's as
side.
far as you can get away from anywhere in Colorado.
So if it's like last year, we're
How
not
much
making
do
it
you
across the
want?
Rockies.
That's fair.
God, no.
How much you want?
70 was
I don't
shot.
care.
Tell me when to stop.
Oh, wow. I forgot about
Stop.
that.
Yeah.
We don't play that game with me anymore. Matt did that one time with a pint glass and wild turkey, and I didn't say stop because I thought he would.
Tell me how much you want to, bud.
Right there's
And
good.
Rob, was that the first bourbon out
Thank
of
you.
Colorado?
It is, yes.
I did not stop.
How much do you want? Tell me when to stop.
That's good.
All right.
He's blind. You're asking a lot for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I was like, where'd you guys stop?
I'll give you the big pour. I can't quite reach up.
John,
There
you
we
can
go.
help there, you know.
Or
Well, I lean back now. I'm just relaxing.
He's relaxing.
It's weird to lean
All
back,
right.
like, I'm not leaning
So
up.
because I have actually tried this whiskey before, and I've tried it because you guys do whiskey flights here.
Yep.
Love it.
Oh, dude. So what goes into, how do you pick the whiskeys that are in your flights? Because you have what, 4 tiers?
5.
Five.
So we have a Kentucky flight, which is going to be it's going to be for your big 6. Which, by the way, that for us, we've got Buffalo Trace, Four Roses, Woodford Reserve, Double Oak, and Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Yeah, done.
Yep.
Those
I
are
was
the
like-
4. Those are the 4 we have on that one. Then we have an Indiana flight. We have a craft flight. This one's in our craft flight. This is also in our barrel pig flight, and then we also do a rye flight.
Okay.
So those
I
are the different
believe I
flights.
had the barrel pick flight. I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, when I was
I mean,
going to
that
do a
makes
flight,
a lot
I was
of
looking
sense.
at the flights, and I'm like, all right, I've had most of the Indiana ones, and I'm looking at the other stuff, and I'm like,
Boy,
you know
is that
what?
tired.
I'm going for the big boy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, and like the craft flight's kind of fun because we've got Whiskey Acres, which is new to Indiana, but they're killing it up in DeKalb, Illinois, just west of Chicago.
I've been there, and I love that
Chattanooga,
distillery.
their stuff is fantastic.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, their stuff stands up to anybody in the nation right now. This one, the Peach Street, and then we got Castle and Key,
Oh,
small
Castle
batch.
Key's always- Oh,
So that one's a
I
straight
like
bourbon.
Castle Key.
Oh, their flights
Yeah, I
are
love
fun.
that.
I mean, their Indiana flight, for instance, guys, if you're interested. Starlight Straight Bourbon, Circle City Straight Bourbon, Old 55 Sweet Corn, and Hard Truth Sweet Mash. That's
Yeah.
a fun lineup
Yeah.
out of Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a fun lineup out of Indiana.
Tyler, Steve P is saying that he was promised a bottle shot.
I literally, I turned it before we were even done with the other beer.
Maybe you need to pull your shirt up and then show it to him so he can see it really
He would
clearly.
enjoy that too much. Also, in the picture on our socials.
Yeah, you can see it, but not great. So that does help, but only so much.
But I do love the fact that it has that hand selected by final third.
Yeah.
Like that is perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to ask the name Final Third.
Yeah.
was the inspiration for that? I heard there
So,
was a soccer.
he really
tournament
likes
because of
soccer.
that,
No,
or-
it's nothing to do with soccer. Sorry,
It's
I
not
don't
the
like
final
soccer.
third of life.
No, it's not the final third of life. We've been asked that before too. I'm like, no, I'm well past that. No, it's so when you smoke a cigar, you tend to it has transitions a lot of time, third to third. So if you get a really good cigar, that final third of the cigar can be the best experience you're going to have in a cigar. And I've had other people come in and say, well, that's also kind of the same thing with a bottle. You get a really banger bottle, and you get that last third, you kind of baby that last third of the bottle before you finish it off. So it's kind of it's just kind of an experience. The final third is kind of the best part of the experience.
Ooh, that makes sense. I like that reasoning.
I've also heard the logic too, though. Like once you get so far through the bottle, roughly that thirdish range is where it's like all right, time to kind of get after it before it kind of.
But that's a good thing. That means it's time to drink.
So either way, final third seems to be a good thing.
It's a good thing. That's right. Yep.
Also, this place is very comforting. So
Oh, no,
it's
that's why I've been
cozy.
laying back the whole time, not pushing buttons. Like this is a comfortable
Yeah,
chair.
it's cozy. The chairs are great. The atmosphere's fun. Obviously, you guys are only seeing it when we're here because I don't know why, but they were dumb enough to come hang out with us on a Monday and let us come here. But
Good day off right here.
you know, I'm a guy. I can usually be comfortable
You're a
just about
guy.
anywhere. But every time I'm here, there's a high percentage of women here as well. It's a gorgeous space.
That's
I'm
amazing.
guessing you didn't do most of the decorating.
No, actually, Lisa kind of got me on that one because when we first started getting the decor in here, she's like, "We need some greenery here and there." I'm like, "We don't need any fucking greenery in here." She's like, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we do." I'm like, "No one gives a shit about greenery." And the first like 10 customers come in and said, "Oh, I love it. The greenery looks great." I'm like, "All right, you win."
First time I was here, I'm sitting with him, and he's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Man, I love it, and I love how with the greenery and the wood and everything popping." And you just see him kind of like,
Damn it, she won again.
and
So,
I
yeah,
had
there's
no
some-
idea that was a story. at
No,
the
you
time.
didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
All right, so a couple of there it goes. Comments here. Oh, we're freaking out.
He's scrolling through the comments.
Yeah, well, there's a
Good.
little bit of like a comment lag. So Dr. Drew says the boys at Hop Station donated a 7-year Heaven Hill barrel to them at Hop
Ooh,
Floor.
nice,
Nice.
So I'm sure they got some fun plans with that.
Heaven
Maybe
Hill's
you can
great.
tell us more about that when we see you next week.
Yep.
Jim says enjoying a Four Roses right now.
Nice,
There you go.
Jim.
There you go.
Heine says, and they're a sponsor on the third period of our Indie.
Yeah, how have we
Fuel.
forgot to say that today?
Yeah, we'll get there.
We've done well on almost every
I
other
guess
thing.
we are getting close to the end, aren't we?
Yeah, we're on our last drink.
So
We're-
so say we're in the final third.
it's
we're the-
weird. Almost every
Final
other
third of the
thing.
last hour, right?
Almost everything to do with you guys, I've made sure to hit today, and I forgot one of my favorite parts, which
Yeah.
you
Just
guys,
look at the Indy Field right there.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you guys both were
And
messaging me the
so
other
you got a
night.
stick.
Yeah.
They were both at the game the other night.
Oh, did you get a stick? Nice.
No.
Oh.
You got a stick.
Oh, we get a stick. Yeah.
There's a
That's-
story about the game Friday.
Yeah, they were both at the game this past Friday.
Yeah.
And I was getting pictures and different comments of, "Ooh, final third," as it like popped up on the banner, and Matt's trying to do damage over there, and
Yeah, I didn't realize I was magnetic.
it was really funny because they're like, "Oh, final third." I'm like, "Yeah, it
Yeah.
is."
Yeah. So we actually sponsor the
Yeah.
third
I got-
period of the final
I
third.
got the picture there.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
In case you didn't know too. 'Cause
So
we
if
only
you're
got
ever
tea.
out at a game, the final third or the third period. Last year they called it the final third period. This year it's still the final third period, but they will put our logo up and they'll do the replays throughout the whole third period. They broadcast us around there. We're going to be doing some events out there. We're going to be setting up some stuff out there here soon. So,
Oh, nice.
but we also play all the
Give us a breast
away
of
games here on the TV, so you can come out here and
Oh, your viewing
support our
parties.
local team.
Ah,
The only
that's-
time we may
okay.
not have them on is if it's like the Super Bowl or if it's
Sure.
like a playoff game, something like that. We'll probably have that on because more people want to watch that. But any other time, we're going to have the Fuel games on here.
Love
Or I
that.
guess it'd be a week ago this Friday. It wasn't this Friday.
We've also had a lot of the players out here, and I'll tell you what, man, our team, we have some amazing guys on that team, and they're just like us, man. They like to sit around, drink, smoke cigars, and just bullshit. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's hockey world, man.
It is. It is. It is.
And
Give
Steve
your
P
balls a tug.
says, he'll be back due to taxes for the family. New destination, required attendance.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, buddy.
And let us know. We'll join you.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
join you.
And he also says, outstanding show tonight. TBG rocks.
Thank you.
As
Thanks,
does
Stevie P.
Final Third.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this is a
Thank you,
place
bud.
you would really like, Stevie P.
Absolutely.
Guys, don't forget, check out Final Third Podcast. Make sure you look it up that way, or just Final Third Cigars on stuff, because if you just look up Final Third, like we goofed around about,
You might
sometimes
get some
soccer
crap.
pulls up.
Yeah.
So look up Final Third Podcast, Final Third Cigars. You're going to find them.
Yeah.
I watched their live show, not this past Sunday, but the one before, their first one. I enjoyed every bit of it. The guys are great. It really is a great group of guys. They know their cigars. They know their whiskey. They love to fuck with
You
each
know the
other.
whiskey.
Yeah.
It's, we can talk
it's
about
fucking
this
delicious.
At some point, too.
Yeah,
See,
they-
it's kind of a lot like what you guys got going here. It's just a bunch of friends hanging out, smoking and drinking and BS, and then giving each other shit, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of knowing that whiskey, though, that is fucking good.
I love the caramel notes in that.
I've
Yeah.
never had a barrel
I
strength
think you and I
like
have a
this
very
is this
similar
smooth at
flavor profile when it
120
comes to our
proof.
bourbon.
That's what I was getting ready to say. At this,
This is DUI
Barrel strength,
shelf
like-
barrel strength.
this
Yeah.
is dangerous. Like, that drinks
is.
way smoother than it should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
after, like, I was like, oh, I should have told him to stop earlier. That's barrel strength. And I was like, oh, no, I shouldn't have. That's
Yeah.
When-
There's more. If you want more, you grab it.
That is
When,
fucking delicious.
when I did the flight here, it was funny. Like, I was enjoying all of them, but Lisa comes over and goes, have you tried that one yet? And I'm like, not yet. And she's like, let me know. And I take a sip, and I'm like, oh, shit. And she's like,
Well, yeah. The funny thing about this one was we got more bottles of this one than any other barrel pick. It was it must be Colorado because it didn't get the.
they're like, shit. Nobody around here is going to drink barrel strength. Just
Well,
send it to them.
I also wonder
I think they got River
where.
North doing 20% beer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure where the rick houses are if they get the temperature change. A lot of parts of
fair.
Colorado do or not.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
But you know that's 5.5 years, I think, is what it was. But it's got a great color to it. But I feel like a lot of people
Can't confirm.
Yeah.
Can confirm, yes. But you know, I forget where I was going with that now. But
We got so many bottles of that.
thank you.
And then
That's
soon
my wife
after-
helping me out. Yes.
She's the
soon
best.
after, we got
Elijah Craig pick like a month later.
Oh,
And
nice.
it
Ooh.
got shadowed.
And it got overshadowed because everyone knows Elijah
Elijah
Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
And our Elijah
Brand
Craig pick is
recognition.
fantastic, but people forgot about this one, and now we're kind of pulling it back out and getting people into it again. Now we got people drinking the hell out of this, and
Oh, this is one. If it wasn't for, again, you guys have such a great whiskey lineup.
Yeah.
And it's stuff. A lot of it's stuff. Well, not a lot, but a decent amount of stuff I haven't tried. I can't. I haven't doubled up yet.
yeah.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
like 5
you guys-
bottles of barrel back there.
You
Like,
guys
that's-
Yeah.
have. You have
that's
the.
not common.
Well, you guys
Nope.
have the Jack Daniels barrel, the
barrel
new one.
pick, yeah.
That was good. I had that,
That
on Friday.
rye. John
Yeah.
tried it.
Yeah, I was
I'd
like,
already had it.
shit.
I love it. I
Well,
wanted to have
we
it, but I
got-
was like, you drink it because like there's other things I'll
Yeah.
drink.
So we ended up getting the only barrel of Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye last year, and that's what that is. And we did a collaboration with Dirk Fence of End of Watch Legacy Fund. So he sells the bottles off, and all the money he makes on those bottles goes to fallen officers' families around Indiana. We are a big supporter of that, so we love that. But that, you know, we got that pick there from them. We've got the Elijah Craig, the Peach Street. We got a Backbone pick up there. A couple of hazmat brandies up there, which are insanely good. I was going to bring that out, but I'm like, I don't know if you guys want to do 140 plus proof stuff on the show, but we could always do it.
I mean, it was a light beer now. No.
But, so we do like to do a lot of barrel picks, but you know, we also have to weigh that out on how many bottles we're getting.
Oh,
too,
for
so-
sure.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
it gets expensive, especially if you're
Gets very
sitting on
expensive.
inventory.
Yep.
You know that. Yeah, it's gonna sell and you're gonna make money and it's great, but the longer it sits there, the longer that money's not coming back. So
Exactly,
you
yep,
do
yep.
have to be careful.
You don't always know what he's gonna come back with. He came back with
believe that.
brandy one time.
Yeah, twice. two barrels of that. So
In case you guys couldn't hear, basically Lisa was telling y'all that you never know what he's coming back with. So
Yeah.
I think she gets a little nervous sometimes.
she's getting better at telling me don't buy anything. And I'm like, all right, honey,
For
I
the
got
love
it."
of God. Yeah,
Are
you
you
get,
getting better at listening?
Huh?
Are you getting?
I don't know if you guys can see it very well today, but they do have these really cool pins for here.
Yeah,
Uh,
fans.
They're only like $3. I definitely threw mine on my hat just so you could see it today. I'm gonna have to remember to take it off because this is my work hat. Probably shouldn't have a cigar guy on my hat,
I
but
mean, just a bearded gentleman, a dapper guy.
That's the good thing is it's a bearded guy smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
If you have a beard, it looks just like you.
That is fair, but I
Yeah.
do work with kids with autism, so they probably frown on that one.
That's true. That's
We got EB Hunter jumped on. Says, "Hey boys,
EB.
what's up,
EB.
EB, this is a place you'd love. They're great people.
And speaking of people who would love this place, Dr. Drew says, I will have to check that place out sometime soon. And he also
Absolutely.
asked, got any scotch?
Yes, we do. Yeah, I think we got 7 or 8 bottles up there right now. We got some Macallan. I just got a new Glenmorangie, and it's their new release. It's they call it the
I like some-
I know.
ice. I think it's called the Tale of Ice Cream. And
The
it's,
fuck?
That's
it sounds
interesting.
weird, and then you taste it, you're like, oh dear Lord, this tastes like vanilla ice cream. It's so
Scotch?
freaking good. Yes, it's so good. So we got that one.
Oh.
We got some Isle of Scotch up there
He
too.
might have a scotch I like.
Oh my God,
I don't
it's
like
so
scotch.
good. Well,
I like them ranges.
it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, you gotta get that peaty, mossy, smoky, scotchy scotch.
I'm into
scotch,
that
scotch.
too. I'm into that too. So.
Ah, no.
Now,
Oh, that
there
looks
you go.
cool.
Tale of Ice Cream.
Oh, yeah. John,
I even
don't
like the
talk
bottle.
highly about that.
No.
I even like
Yeah.
the bottle. That's
It's
amazing.
so weird. It's so wild, but it hit a lot of awards as a brand new release already. And I've got up there, and no one's drinking it yet. I'm waiting for someone to come in here and try it. So you guys get out here and
God
drink
bless
that stuff.
America.
So
I guess
good,
I know
so
next
good.
time I'm out here, I'm gonna
Or
have
Scotland in that case.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up buying it. I know it's gonna happen. One of these days, I'm gonna come in here and be like, "Has it been opened yet?" Nope. Shit.
It's open.
Open it up.
Okay.
Somebody had to
so-
do some, taste testing
Oh,
on
I'm
it.
sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Some things with this is a review show. This
Yeah.
is bourbon, not beer.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about like this? Maybe rate this?
I mean, I'm down to rate it. John clearly liked it.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
fastest
fantastic.
I've seen John drink a bourbon in a
So
while.
freaking good.
You already were gone with your cigar, obviously, and yours, but it paired well with mine. I keep letting mine go out. 'cause
It
I
would
keep
have been
talking,
totally fine with my cigar, yeah.
But loved that note. Again, it drinks smooth. It does have a lot of fruit notes to it.
Yeah.
I almost get a little bit of orange to it.
I get some dark fruit notes in it too. Maybe even a little stone fruit or something in
Yeah,
there too.
I could see that easily. That's just a pleasant, caramely
Mm-hmm.
wonderfulness that
And it makes
honestly
your
I
mouth
haven't
water.
had from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it makes me want to drink more, and a lot of bourbons make me want to sip, which is good.
Yeah.
That's the point of bourbon. But like this one's like,
You can do a big gulp.
I keep having troubles. I keep putting it down on purpose because I could have easily.
Just go.
I just want to
Oh, I
see
did.
what that's like. Like
Yeah.
I just
It's
You got
delicious.
enough there. Get you a little more if you want something, man.
no. Tyler still has to drive home.
Oh, gotcha.
So Drew says challenge accepted. I'm guessing on the coming down trying some scotch, and
That is
Tiny
good, that
says
is worth
Rob
it.
calls it market research. And you got another product you're selling, right, Rob?
That's what I call everything, market research. That's the good thing about owning a business like this. Is
Oh, yeah.
When we go to bars or cigar lounges, it's all market
It's all
research.
yeah, we know.
So
you know,
the
yeah.
company we started,
Yeah.
tax purpose wise, if we go anywhere and buy a craft beer or take pictures and
Take a
market
picture
for
and
them,
post.
it's tax deductible
Yeah.
because it's marketing.
And somebody
that's
applies
what-
to
And
it,
thank
they
God the
make plans
government's
about
not
things,
listening
right?
to this
Oh
right now.
no, but it's no. We follow the law.
Oh, I know. I know.
It's not my
We
fault.
don't
They
want
make
to change that
great
law.
loopholes.
They do. They do. They do.
But
Let us continue to smoke it.
yeah, all right. Scoring this whiskey though, we're gonna use the same score, same scale, just so it stays the same. It's easy for us. We all know the levels. Wow, Matt, you will count on this one, just because I want a full panel. Matt, you're first. Since you haven't scored yet today, let's go first.
And I'll go last
Oh, absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
I was planning on.
because I'm biased.
I know.
I mean, this is just
And you drink even more whiskey than I do. So.
very, very, very enjoyable.
Reem would love this whiskey.
I know. Yeah. There's gonna be some conversations after the show's done. But I can't really think of anything to knock on this. Normally, I'm like the 90s is my happy zone because I like enough robustness and flavor there, and a little bit of heat, but I don't like too much. So
Like
that's
he
why I was-
avoids barrel strength. usually.
Yeah, normally
Yeah.
barrel strength is like my kryptonite. I'm like, nope, can't do it because it's just too hot.
Yeah.
I don't like that Kentucky hug going all the way down. But this thing is so smooth. This is like the river north of bourbons, where you're like, oh, this is not 120 proof.
I big gulped it and still didn't really get that.
There is
heat.
no way that that makes sense. And there is a rich complexity of a lot of flavors on here that are good, and you get nuances of a lot of different things. This thing is really good. I haven't really rated bourbons to be like have a good like
know.
adjusting scale.
I know, that's
So
why
I'll
this is
go
fun.
off
That'll
the
make it
cuff
hard.
here.
That's why this is fun.
The I think I kind of gotta go with 5.
Wow.
Just because, like, even thinking about like hindsight bourbons, like okay, so I got like we talk about Castle Key, like that's a good one. That's one of my go-tos. It's one of my favorites. But this is a different plane than that is.
It's a whole different world.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
It is a
it's,
whole different world.
at some point you gotta think of like, all right, so we're talking about like IPAs compared to stouts, right? So this is kind of a different branch of bourbon
Okay.
compared to the other things that I have. So
I think I just solidified it.
I can't think of a reason not to. That's which we've done that many times with beers. Like I can't think why not. I want us not to, just to be like I don't want to give it a 5. It's the first bourbon I rated. I don't give it a 5, but I can't. I don't know why. I can't.
John?
Okay, I just need a quick clarification. Did you say it was aged 5.5 years?
I think it was
I know
5
it's
and a
5
half.
plus. 5 or 5.5. And Steve P says, feel free to send him the rest of that bottle. I think I just sold one for you.
Nice.
Too bad
I wish
they
I could
can't
sell
do it. Yep.
bottles.
I know.
Yeah, I did have it
I
on
wish
here,
you could, too.
but I know
Oh,
it was.
man,
I know it was
my
about.
appreciation.
It was under 6. I know that much.
So it's a fairly young one, right? At
You would
least
think.
3. That 3 to 6 is fairly young.
4's a minimum for a bourbon.
It,
Four to get a good
it
Yeah.
drinks almost
For me.
smoother
To
than
get a
that.
good one, yeah.
Like the
I
10
know.
year we drank the other day was smooth as shit.
I know.
And that's smoother.
And that's exactly why I'm gonna. I was gonna go like a 4.5, 4.75, but because it's like 5.5, 6, it's a 5.
For me, it doesn't quite reach 5, and I'm having troubles figuring out why. It's one of we've talked about that before. Where in your head you go,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It drinks like a 10 plus.
Like that is a fantastic,
It's like, why?
fantastic
Why not
whiskey.
to? I get it, yeah.
I'm giving it a 4.75. I think if we did like tenths, it'd probably be like more like a 4.8 or 4.9, something like that. But
Fair.
I'm going with a 4.75. I think it's a fantastic whiskey. I've had a few that it not reminds me of because the complexity is definitely different than some, but it gives me a lot of the same happy thoughts some of my favorite whiskeys I've ever had have.
You didn't have more than 1.5, right?
Oh, I know. But for this one, it comes out to a 4.75 for me. And I may be wrong, and that's fine. And this would be one of those that if you yelled at me, I'd be like, you're probably right. But 4.75 for me. It just doesn't quite get there, but damn, it's good.
Does it tickle it, though?
It gets close.
Well, and think about
Fluffs
it too.
a little bit.
A 4.75. You're talking about the 100 scale. You're still in the 90s.
Yeah.
And to
Oh,
me,
it's definitely a.
to me,
if you're doing
this
the
is-
100 scale, 93, 94.
I agree, and that's where I'm probably in that 4.5 to 4.75 on it, because I do give whiskey a lot harder time than I
You
do
should.
anything else.
That's what you know real well.
but-
That'd be like
Probably
you
a 90
grading a cigar.
I'd
Yeah.
probably
I'm
be
sure
like
you
a 96,
grade it hard.
97 on that 100
Yeah.
pointer.
And I'd be in that 93 range is where I would probably be on this. So I'm probably about that 4.5, 4.75, something like that. On mine. Yeah.
Damn, I feel good. That's like when I get one with Smo. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah. But I love it. I mean, like I said, it was the first time I ever tasted anything from their distillery, and I fell in love with them. I know there's a few barrel picks out there at a couple liquor stores. I think Town Liquor had some. I think Gaze up in Fort Wayne may have had some too, or wherever Gaze is, Angola or whatever. So there's places out there. With the new management of Indiana Small Batch, you should start seeing this more often. Some of the
Awesome.
different bottles of this stuff.
Love that.
If I
coming
can be
in.
100% honest, too, I've had a few Colorado whiskeys normally.
Yeah.
Nah. So when you said this Colorado, I was like biting my tongue until it bled the whole 2
I'm
hours.
with you, man.
And that one, I saw like even more surprising me with.
But I bet you anything, if
what
you
that
tried a
was.
Colorado whiskey, you probably tried it at that 90 proof range, is what they release out there usually.
Maybe.
And I feel like when they do that, they water it down too much to hit
Lose
their
the flavor.
clientele, which is what they should do,
Yeah.
obviously. But coming out here,
Us Midwesterners.
I mean, hell, we
We got nothing else to
like
do.
that
We don't
kind of
have to.
stuff.
We don't have places to ski really. We don't have shit to do.
Yeah.
We drink.
We drink,
drink.
yeah. We don't have water.
I
We're
grew up.
landlocked.
I grew up in a small town.
have
Guess what I
mountains.
do? I grew up drinking on a fucking farm in the middle of a
Bonfires.
field. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, bonfire drinking. That's
yeah.
Midwestern
We
tradition.
learned how to drink early.
Steve
Yep.
B says, sounds like I need that on my shelf. I would strongly recommend
I,
that. sir.
and as much as you fly, next time you're out there, you might want to look it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Guys, if you haven't checked out Final Third, I know we've said this 1,000 times, but do it.
Yeah.
John, when he came Friday for the first time, legitimately kind of did the not what I quite expected, but it's pretty fucking great.
Which we didn't really say much about the interior here. It's hard to do like a panorama with our setup, but take our word for it, it's very cool. In here, it's a nice, chill, inviting, comfortable vibe. I walked in and it was like, I dig this place. Like, just it's a cool scenery setup and it's comfortable.
I've seen it
Very
close to
much.
full. I've seen it like this today.
Yeah.
I've never seen it like this, but today, it is the same vibe. It is same relaxing. Lisa, you and Rob have done an amazing
Yes.
job.
Thank you.
Your clientele's fun. I mean, Rob had me sit down with some of the guys that come in here quite a bit the other day.
Yeah.
I've sat down with you guys and some other people over there.
Oh, you haven't talked to people here?
They do keep introducing me to people. I'm a little worried about this.
Yes.
Lisa purposely doesn't, but Rob keeps doing it. So you know.
Listen to her. Listen about decorating. Listen about.
Exactly.
But
She's got good senses.
I've sat by myself at the bar. I've sat at this cool. I love this table. That's right behind us. I sit there.
Yeah, that's
It-
nice.
Everybody, you'll see big groups. You'll start talking to random people because they'll be like, "Hey, what are you smoking?" or "What are you drinking?" And it's a community. Even people walking in for the first time, you can see how relaxed they get by it.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is when a community can relax new people,
Yeah.
it says a lot about what fostered that community. And these two lovely humans, I can't say enough about. I met them 4 weeks ago, I think now, 3 weeks ago
something
now.
like that.
You've
Yeah.
literally been here every week.
I have been here every week.
Some weeks multiple times.
Well, and I appreciate you bringing up community because that was the entire reason why we opened up business, is we wanted to see community happen, and we've seen that happen. People come in here that, like you sit by yourself or whatever. We have people sit over here, and all of a sudden, by the time they're here their second or third time, people are inviting them to hang out, and they start talking, and they purposely come on a certain night to hang out with those new friends they made. That's what we love to see.
And some of
this
our-
is just a way to get there.
Oh,
Bourbon
yeah.
and cigars are a way to get
And
there.
some of our favorite breweries, that's why, even if the beer wasn't our favorite,
yeah,
the atmosphere made it our favorite.
absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
Yep.
It made me want, unfortunately, RIP Scarlet Lane. That's how I met you guys. Was I had stopped at Scarlet Lane with John one of their
Yeah.
last nights, and on my drive home, I was like, I've been always meaning. We've been talking about coming out here forever,
Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah, I'll stop. And it's the same reason I fell in love with Scarlet Lane. It's the community,
It is.
and so I
Coming
can't say
out
enough
of
about it.
COVID, when we started this, everybody had been separated, for so long. We wanted to have a living room feel.
Yeah.
To where you felt comfortable to come in.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it's that community feel. We've got, 5 seats at our bar. We don't want people to isolate. We want them as part of the
Yeah,
community.
join in.
So.
Yeah.
Well, and what looks like on camera today, guys, they didn't change things really. We moved a chair closer,
Yeah.
and we
we
moved a
angled
table
the
a
couch.
little bit.
This is the way we sit.
Yeah, this is pretty much the way this place is always set up.
This is the main part of their seating area.
Yeah, yeah.
And we couldn't be happier that you let us do this today.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for
really
coming.
appreciate it.
For us doing our first official Monday show at a new location, we couldn't have chose a better spot.
Yeah.
Well, I
We've done
appreciate
some
that.
on locations at breweries, and we've done some different things. For our first Monday show outside of the
Dungeon.
basement, it's a basement. Although dungeon does work when
Yeah.
you
It's got a ring to it,
But it's
Come down,
It's
go
awesome.
in the garage and go downstairs into the dungeon.
and if you happen to forget the name of this place, which I don't know how you would at this point because we've said it 8 million times, every Monday from now on our shows, there is the final third license plate, front license plate right behind my head. I literally took down the Packy One Chip Challenge to put it up.
You earned that.
Oh, I did not.
I earned that.
You earned that.
I earned it.
But it was from like 2020.
Yeah.
We got final third up there right behind us now, so you'll be able to see them. And if you ever go, man, what was that cigar place again? Watch a Monday show. It was up there our last show for the first time. And so it'll be up every time we do a show from now on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, we appreciate you guys.
Well,
we appreciate you letting us do this.
This was fun.
And for sharing.
Absolutely.
Really
Yes.
appreciate that. Dr. Drew also says, looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yep.
Tune in for Dr. Drew. Check out the comedy shows. Tickets are going fast. I did get some notifications tonight, so I don't know if it was y'all or just random people buying, but we did sell some tonight. Again, it is only 100 seats.
Hard 100.
Yeah.
Hard.
Hard.
There is no, we could add a few seats. No, there 100 is us adding a
I
few
fought
seats.
80. I fought for a soft 80.
He did. I said no, we're doing
Tyler
100.
won
So
the hard 100, huh?
Yeah.
So, but make sure you come out. Again, it's going to be a unique. The best part about doing the comedy shows where we're doing them, at these breweries and stuff, it's not places meant for
They're
comedy.
not meant for comedy shows.
And so you get a very unique experience that you're not going to get at a typical comedy show. You're not isolated away from the comedians unless you're in that front. You're going to have a one-on-one chance with these comedians pretty much
Usually a bit more intimate.
always.
I'd say.
Even if you're in the very back, like Grand Junction, some of those seats were way back. But because of the way it was designed, almost every single comedian that took the stage after their stage performance went to the back and hung out with people back there and were talking to them and watching the other comedians. The headliner, who was our last performer, hung out for an hour after the show just to hang out with people that were there,
That's
have
cool.
a beer, be able to communicate, have those fun times. And we're bringing in some really big headliners that, frankly, Quinn Schlegel, Schlegel Promotions, Schlegel Productions, Schlegel Comedy, whatever you want to call it, because I've used every name at this point. He has worked really hard to bring in some great headliners, and it just keeps building. April's show, March's show, we got some fun shows coming up. So follow us on everything. Follow the podcast. Follow the bar here.
Just look up Final Third Cigar everywhere. You'll find us.
Yep.
Which Stevie P says, closing out, outstanding show, final third. I will be there the end of February.
Perfect.
Amen, brother.
Stevie P comes here, it's going to be a fun time.
It
All
will.
right, cool.
We might be here the end of February.
We should, yes. Everybody
Wait,
come
let's
out.
be honest. I probably will be.
Means the National Meal History.
Nice.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thank you to both of you lovely humans.
Thank you guys.
Later,
Appreciate
y'all.
you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.